Hello, guys. I have a full house, and because of this full house, we're running late because we all like to talk. We learned that, and so we were just all gabbing away. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it wasn't
people. I love this.
Yeah, we're not that late, so it's totally fine. Okay, so hello to everybody. I'm not sure who all is on here. If I have not met you before, I am Maddie, and I am from This Bookish Cottage. And I am the host of this sprint, but I have 3 lovely co-hosts. So we were supposed to have Wendy, but she wasn't feeling great. So to step in, we have Leah. Hello, Leah.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Leah, say a little bit of like an introduction about yourself, just so people who don't know you can get to know you.
Sure. So I'm new to BookTube. My name is Leah Beth. On YouTube, I am Leah Beth Book Time, and on Instagram. And me and Wendy are best friends in real life. That's why I'm here in her place. She's not feeling well today. I love this community. It's been so fun. I love meeting all of you guys. I love reading romance, fantasy, cozies, which I'm starting to love, which have been great. And tonight I am going to be reading everybody's favorite right now, Spark of the Everflame.
Oh, I've heard a lot about it.
It is so good. It is kind of like if Sarah J. Maas was like starting over, this would be like what we would pick up. So It's so fun. But thank you for having me. This is so great.
Yes, I'm so happy that you were able to step in. And I was telling Leah that I've seen her on a lot of things, and I've watched her channel and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, we haven't had like a chance to like talk.
We haven't. Yeah.
You know, has just had me lost in that way. And so when Wendy was like, do you want Leah Beth on? I was like, yes, I do.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it. I'm glad that we got to meet on here. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, it's so great. It's so great. And so then below me, we have Sonia. And if you guys have been around for a little bit, then you know she's already been on a sprint with me. We loved having her. And she is just one of the sweetest, kindest people that you'll ever meet. I love it. And obviously, Sonia, if you want to say a little bit about your channel.
Well, my name is Sonia. My channel is Sonia with an I. I read primarily cozy mysteries, but I read a lot of other things as well. I've only been on a booktube. I'm kind of a booktube toddler, so I'm not quite a year old, but I'm absolutely loving it. I've made some of the dearest and most wonderful and best friends, and I'm so excited to be here with everybody. I am currently reading and trying to finish How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. Okay. I'm really enjoying it, but I've been busy doing other things like making videos and stuff, and I can't quite get my reading done. So I'm hoping to work on that tonight. I'm also reading Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. And the reason that I'm doing that is because of the Scooby-Doo readathon, which we can talk about later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. But also, Sonia, because I don't want to forget, I have a question for you. So remind me that I have a question for you. Okay. Okay. All right. And so then
I love that you're telling me that. You know, my brain is like Swiss cheese, but okay.
Somebody will remind me, I promise. Somebody in the comments will be like,
Sonia, I just love you so much because you're like, I haven't had a chance to read because I've been making videos. Isn't that the life of a booktuber? Like, we're not able to read because we're too busy making content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I love
it. It's beginning of the month content. The beginning of the month, you have 15,000 videos you need to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's a struggle.
Yes. Okay, and so then we have over here, we have Tiffany, and she is from the Beach Bum Bookworm. And we met through Sonia at the last live, and we are finally friends. and I feel like I'm like, all right, I've made it. I don't need anything else from YouTube because now I got my friends.
I love it. I love when you find book besties. It's so much fun.
Well, and whenever it's like,
I'm a booktube dealer.
I love cozy mysteries, and they're like, I get it. You know, it's like when somebody understands why you love specific things, and you don't have to go through these in-depth conversations trying to, get them done.
Get it. Because not everybody is a cozy girl. Like, they don't always love cozy mysteries. So, yes, it's good to be among friends, and you can explain it, and they get it. I love that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So, Tiffany, if you will explain a little bit about your channel, and then also go ahead and talk about your Sundays.
So, my channel is the Beach Bum Bookworm. I talk almost exclusively about cozy mysteries. Tonight, I'm reading Murder at the Movies. It is the second book in the Secret Bookcase series by Ellie Alexander. I'm going to Ashland next month to her Ashland Mystery Festival. I'm doing a panel on Friday for cozy mystery things. So I wanted to get caught up in that series. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much for inviting me, Maddie. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. I love meeting everybody. On Sundays, I do a live sprint each week at 5 p.m. That's Eastern time. And we chat. We maybe get some reading in.
I love that you're like that. I'm so glad that it's finally like I finally found people like me. We just chat as much as we like to read.
Yeah.
Right. We instead of doing like a regular book club, we do what we call scavenger hunts twice a month, where we have themes, and then you pick from your own TBR a book that fulfills that theme, and then we discuss them on Sundays. We pull them up, and everybody adds them to their TBR and goes away with way more books than they started with.
That's how it should be.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So we were actually talking ahead of time, and all of us were kind of like, we probably just need to tell y'all that we're probably just going to talk all night, and y'all can just mute us and do some reading. And, I'm like, I'm not even sure what books we're going to do, if we're going to do anything.
No alphabet.
Yeah. I was like, I'm actually surprised. You all have books. And I did forget to tell you guys that, excuse me, I am actually reading, I'm listening to, because I cannot find like a physical copy anywhere close to me. It's going to take too long to pull it up. It's called Skeptic in Salem, which is the second one to, I don't remember like what their slogan is or whatever, but it's a series that is super cute. I love cozy mysteries, but I'm not huge on like the paranormal sort of stuff. Like I'm kind of interested, but I don't want it to be like the whole theme. And this
same. I'm the same.
Very good. It's very, very good, because she literally is a skeptic, right? Like, so you're following a girl who's like, I don't believe this. And she's debunking some of those things, but also there is murder mystery that's happening. And so it is very cute. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So I will be listening to that. I'm almost done with it. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to read. I haven't decided. So
I love that feeling. It's wide open.
Right. Yeah. But it wasn't on a TBR. I'm like, I have all these books that I literally just chose for my September TBR, and I haven't started any of them. So,
Welcome to being a mood reader.
Right?
Yes.
I'll make you a badge.
I feel like I never get around to my TBR. And then I'm like, I hope people don't go back and watch what I said I was going to read. Just watch the wrap up and let's move on. Like,
right.
I'm not going to read anything I actually said.
Right. Since I know that I will
start
never
a whole
read.
movement. Let's just all be mood readers.
Throw it all out.
Worry about TBRs. Just throw
Right.
it out the window.
Because I can't.
Yes.
You can do it, Tiffany?
We should make a different type of video, like a mood TBR, and just like maybe this, maybe that,
right?
Whatever,
Mood readers unite.
Yes.
I started doing just 2 challenges a year where I pick like 24 series in the year 2024 that I just want to work on or catch up on. And then these are the new series I want to start. And then I just pluck them in wherever my mood takes me, because I would never stick to a TBR. It'd be the same thing that Leah said. It would be like, okay, please don't watch that video because nothing's in there.
Yes. I always worry every time I post the wrap up. I'm like, I don't want to tag my TBR video. I want to know how uncommitted I am.
I think
I call it a pile of possibilities. It gives me choices.
I love it.
It's choices.
Yes.
So yes, I have a TBR basket, but it's a basket of possibilities. So if it's something at the library winks at me and gives me her number, I'll still take her home.
I love that. Yes, we're not loyal to any of our books.
No.
But possibilities. I'm gonna you coined a new phrase. Like we're just gonna have to put that.
I did not personally. I stole that. But
hey,
be as you wish.
You're the first one I've heard it from, so it's yours.
There you go.
I'm a trendsetter today.
Yeah.
See,
I have Sonia. You are.
Oh, really I love it.
You have a flashing light in the background.
Yes, you do actually. So that is talking about a readathon that is coming up. Yeah. Yes. Do you guys want to talk about it? Because we have 2, right? Because there's 3 of you guys that are the co-hosts, or are there 4? There's just 3.
One of them is in the chat. So
yeah, it's you guys and Amy Marie, right?
Amy Marie.
Yeah. Oh, I love Amy Marie
I
so
do
much.
too. Her content, she's like dedicated to like the video editing, right? I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
she's not going to do a whole overlay for that. Oh, yes, she is.
Oh, yes,
Which
she
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
fabulous. Yeah, she's
fantastic.
very
Yeah.
committed.
Hers and Hannah's, when Hannah makes her videos, I'm like, you had to think ahead of time of what you were going to do. And I don't do that. I just turn it on. I'm like, we're going to see what happens today.
Yes. Wendy will be like, oh, I'm making a video that I'm planning for like a month from now or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even do that. Like, she's like, I've been reading for this video. And I'm like, I don't live like that. Like, I'm a very mood video person too, whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, we got off on a thing there.
Amy,
Amy, I hope every time
No,
Sonia and I are together, we just like dote on Amy Marie.
She is amazing. I mean, honestly, I love her channel. She's amazing.
Yes. I hope people very loved Amy. You were one of the kindest people. She's so sweet. She actually sent me like a little letter, and I was like, I don't usually cry, but this was just so sweet. Like, it was so perfect timing and all that stuff. It was so sweet. Anyways, so if you guys will talk about the readathon, which is the Scooby-Doo readathon, hence the flashing light in the corner.
Scooby-Doo.
Well, Tiffany, do you want me to do this, or do you want to talk about it? What would you?
You
want
go
me to?
for it.
You've got the
Okay.
flashing sign. I feel like
I
you're
feel weird. I'm not my Daphne. Do I need to go throw on my Daphne costume? Because I feel kind of weird.
like that
So,
needs to happen.
Right. We created the Scooby-Doo readathon, and it's a very simple, fun readathon for the month of September. I originally wanted to do something. I have a big birthday in September, and I was like, what makes me feel nostalgic? And nothing makes me feel more nostalgic than Scooby-Doo. So I contacted my beach bum bookworm bestie, who's over in the next box. I feel a little bit like we're, in a little, I can't remember what it's called, the tic-tac-toe game. Anyway, Hollywood Squares. Yes, I feel like Hollywood Squares. Anyway, how you play, it's very easy. You just need a die. There is a sheet that tells you all the activity or all of the coordination. Mm-hmm. So if you roll a 1, it's a Daphne. And then there's things like read a book that has purple on the cover, flowers, chocolate. She comes from a rich family, so a wealthy family, or something in the springtime. Daphne's favorite season is spring. And then the 2 is Velma, and 3. And there's lots. It's very broad, so you can do whatever you need to do. There are 3 suggestions for how to play. You could do it as a mood reader and just roll one time, whatever your roll is, pick it out of whatever you're in the mood to read, and it coordinates. If you're a TBR planner, roll as many times as your TBR allows you. Or if you are one of those people who are just like the extra people, try to get all of them. Another way you can differentiate it is just start at the beginning, forget the dice, and go, okay, I'm going to read the number 1 and just read that way. I read all the characters, just keeping it open and as fun as possible. We've also left hosting up to anybody. Anybody can host this readathon. The only requirement is for you to dress like a character, and it can be just as relaxed as possible. Dress as the character, introduce the readathon, tag their creators, and participate in our Scooby-Doo party at the end of the month. That's it.
That is so fun.
So
do you guys have a Discord or anything like that you're using for this?
We don't have a specific Discord for this challenge, but it is in the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord. It's in that. I also have like the sheets. You can screenshot it from all of our announcement videos, or in the announcements on my YouTube, where I can just put like a post. It's all posted there too. Also, if you're a friend of mine on Instagram, I have it there. Amy has it on Instagram. So all of the crew has it where you can find it somewhere.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. So go and check those out, which Sonia and Tiffany are linked down below. Leah, I'll have to fix yours because you're currently leading to Wendy. So if you look for Leah, she's not there just yet.
Wendy's going to get so many followers tonight.
Wendy's like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even have to work tonight.
You're working for me, Leah.
Okay, so make sure you guys go follow them anyways. But also, if you really want to know more information about the readathon, obviously go to their Instagrams, because that is where I saw most of the prompts. I had seen the different videos about it, but the prompts I saw specifically in your, I think it was your story maybe. But So make sure you guys go check that out. It sounds super fun. So, okay. We've been chit-chatting for a while. Yep, there it is.
Oh,
That's
that's something
Tiffany's
else.
video. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put us all in the mystery machine. I had to.
I
couldn't
love
pass up
that. It's
opportunity.
beautiful.
I love that. Yes. That sounds like such a fun readathon because it is, like we said, before we started this whole thing, we got to talking about how we all kind of have the same preference with readathons, which is like we love them, but we need them to kind of be low key and to where it's like you can be a mood reader, or if you do have to decide a TBR ahead of time, you're not having to pick out like, well, there's like 50 prompts and they like you have to have a very specific book for each specific prompt. You know, that can be a little overwhelming and whatnot. And so I love the idea of this.
Me too.
I might steal parts of it for a readathon down the road.
I might steal parts of it for another readathon too. You never can tell.
Absolutely.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Okay. So Sonia, I had the question for you real quick. My question, if I'm not mistaken, last month, it could be that you chose it for this month. I can't remember. You were supposed to read, or you will be reading, A Most Agreeable Murder.
I've already read it.
Okay. What were your thoughts on that?
I loved it.
Did you? Okay, good. I was so nervous because I think I saw you on something and like, I don't remember, but something was said where I was like, did she read it and hate it? And I was like, oh no, because
Was
I
it
love
like a Regency cozy mystery?
Mhm.
Okay, I saw it.
It's so
I think
cute.
I saw it in NetGalley, possibly. Did it just come out or something? Okay.
I actually just did. I'm doing my book read. It's funny because I was thinking I thought that I posted a video, but actually I'm posting that video tomorrow of my August reads. But I'm going to spoilerize because we're just chatting over here. I picked it up thinking, oh, it's a Pride and Prejudice. I just read Pride and Prejudice for the first time in March. I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it. I tried to read it in my 30s, and girl, I was so gone in my 30s. Like I could understand any of that. Okay. I was too busy worried about boys in my 30s. So, now that I'm smart, I don't do that. I fell in love with Pride and Prejudice, and I was like, I really want to read something. I don't know. I'm drawn to the retellings. And I saw that cover and I was like, oh my gosh, this cover is just delicious. Mm-hmm. And then I started reading it and I was like, this is different, but it's so creative and it's funny and it's witty and it's like all the things. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it was one of the best surprises for me.
Yes.
Like when you're expecting ice cream, like a certain flavor of ice cream, and you get one that might be even just as good or better.
Oh, new favorite. Who knew? Yeah.
My new favorite.
I also got a book that you might like if you liked that, because mine was Pride and Prejudice in Space.
Oh,
I've never heard of that.
I got it.
I thought it would be like a ballroom dancer or something.
Yeah, it's like sci-fi, cozy mystery.
All I can think of is pigs in space.
It's just like I haven't started it yet, but I've like read a little bit here and there just to see what it was like, and it's very much like a sci-fi romance cozy type. I don't even know how to like categorize it. It just has all of the elements, but it's so out of this world and random.
Literally.
Literally. Yeah, I love that you loved Pride and Prejudice though, because that's like my favorite book. So good.
Yeah. I will do
the hand thing. What do they call it? The hand flinch or twitch. Everyone's like, that's the epitome of romance.
I will read basically any retelling of Pride and Prejudice. So like my favorite one of all time is still Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, because I have a very odd, weird obsession with zombies.
Yes, I love that movie.
Yes, it's so good. I love it. There's a second one that's also based off of, I'm pretty sure, another one of Jane Austen's books. I'm not 100% sure, but I haven't read that one. But the Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies is very good. But A Most Agreeable Murder, I have yet to actually see someone who like I know personally that I can talk to about that book, except for my mom. I made my mom read it, and she was like, "What genre is this?"
Amazing.
Maddie, let's do a Zoom or something. We can just chat about the whole thing.
We definitely need to, because it was one of the funniest books I've read. I did not expect for it to be as funny as it was.
Agreed.
I was dying.
Is it like a lot of like cute banter because they're like falling for each other, but all that? Is it like
kind of?
Like
Mhm, but not.
or funny or witty.
She's more
No.
like I don't mean
I'm not a romance girly, so it worked for me.
right.
I was gonna say, like, is it bantery or is it kind of like she's just klutzy and goofy, kind of like Princess Diaries?
No. I think what made it so funny was basically like you're in this town and the town is basically saying, here are these rules of how women should be. And it's kind of like your dainty Pride and Prejudice sort of version. And she's like, cute, and it's like,
Wow.
She's basically giving it the middle finger.
yeah.
I love that. Kind of like the one sister in Bridgerton. What's the one that hates?
Eloise.
Yeah, Eloise.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I love it.
Isn't that also her name in the book? I can't remember. What is her name in the book?
Maybe she inspired it.
I don't remember.
Her name starts with a B. It's Beatrice.
Beatrice. Yeah, there it
I
is.
love that name.
Yeah, and then the sister, which we're not going to say anything about the sister because it's a huge spoiler, but that was like,
Jane.
yeah, it was so good. It was so good. Anyways,
I loved
okay,
it.
so we're going to start looking at comments since we've been chatting away and haven't let anybody else before. Sorry.
We don't even know anyone else is here. Whatever.
All right, we said hello to Amy. Excited for these sprints, getting over a head cold or something. I'm so sorry. I saw you say that. But we just ate some mac and cheese for an early dinner. I know you're shocked. Not shocked at all. If it's pasta with cheese, you're eating it. So love that.
I just got over a
feeling
horrible
better.
summer cold, Amy. So I hope it gets over quickly for you.
Yeah. So you're reading some of A Closely Harbored Secret. I don't know that one. By Bree Baker and main character by Jocelyn Goldis tonight. I don't know either of those ones.
Bree Baker is Julianne Lindsay. Have you ever read Julianne Lindsay or Jacqueline Frost? She writes The Christmas Tree Farm as Jacqueline Frost.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so fun fact, I've never in my life read a cozy Christmas yet because I've been waiting. I'm like, for Christmas time.
It would be jumping ahead, but number 4 in The Christmas Tree Farm, I am the victim. She killed me.
Yes.
It actually says her first and last name.
Yeah.
You yourself.
Yeah. Because I go to Malice every, I can tell this because she's told it.
Okay.
So I go to Malice like the last 4 or 5 years now, I guess. And Julianne was there. And we were having a glass of wine, and then we had another, and we were like in the hotel. So, and she's like, I'll walk you to your room. And I was, because I don't, anyways. So I said, man, I'd love it. This is honestly how it went. I'm not kidding. I go, it's like, man, I'd love to be killed in a book. She's like, I do that. I write books. I will kill you. I was like, and then she's like, what series do you want to be killed in? And it just snowballed from there.
You're kidding me. That is so cool.
I am so excited. I to be killed in a book is like a dream. I did think that she got a little too excited about it after a while. She was very, very enjoyed to me. And I'm like, okay, now it's just getting weird. No, I'm kidding.
Like, to feel like this is how it's going to happen, Tiffany.
And I listened to it. And so to listen to my first and last name, it kept throwing me off. And I knew it was me, but still like,
yeah. I can't believe your last name too. Like that's really a flex. Like to tell people like I was killed in a book.
Right.
No, if you want to read a Christmas cozy, there you go.
I'll be doing it. And can I just say
about your murder?
Booktubers are weird because we're like, one of our only goals in life is to be killed in a book. Like, how weird is that? But we're all like, we love it. Like,
mentioned in a book, just by name, first and last. I mean, I'll take any.
Now I have that. I do have that. I do have. My name is in the Zelda book by Suan Jafarian. Finding Zelda is the name of the book. It's a historical. I'm sorry, it's not historical. It's humorous fiction. And I'm a sassy black lady, and I have always wanted to be a sassy black lady. So
I love when it can create who you want in a book. That's so perfect.
She did it. I had no clue. I won a contest. I put my name in. She's one of my favorite authors.
Wow.
And when I read it, I was like, I read the part and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a sassy black lady. I was so excited.
I'm living my dream.
I honestly thought, great, watch me be either a dead person or a hooker or something. You know,
I would have loved if you were a hooker. That would have been so funny. I would have both. You guys are too cool.
You should get like a shirt, like if you wore that, like wanted to be the hero, ended up the hooker. You know, you're like,
you know, people who know me would be like, wouldn't even be suspicious. They'd be like, whatever.
they're like, I know who this is.
That's so fitting.
Hey, Tiffany, she just said we were cool. We need to high five this.
Oh,
Tiffany,
wrong
we
side.
write a cozy and then put me and Maddie in it by
Yeah.
name. We need to be killed too. Or I'll be the hooker. Maddie can be killed.
I mean,
It's not the conversation I was planning on for this evening. But I'll go with it.
We'll find a cool, like, catchy Christmas name for it.
there you go.
I think she might be my people.
On the back street.
Okay, we're gonna move on from this.
You're like flag us.
Ladies, my goodness. All right, and Shannon, this is my mom. So if I say mom, that's why, because I just
Hi,
can't.
Mom.
My mom also watches my YouTube
I
channel.
love that. I love that. Yeah, my mom is the biggest supporter, and she absolutely loves reading as well. So I love that she's here. And yeah, who doesn't love that? We love mac and cheese.
Can I call you mom?
You can call her.
Can we just all call her mom?
You can call her Boo, which is her grandma name. My daughter calls her Boo.
Oh,
You can also call her
I
Boo.
love that so much.
I love unique names for grandmas. My
I love
kids
that.
call
Yeah.
my mother-in-law Emma.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, like
I
Emma
love
and
it.
Impulse. It's their names.
I love that. Yeah,
Oh.
my dad is named Boompaw. So Boompa, Boompaw.
Boo and Boompaw. That's
Yeah.
so awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. I thought we were the only weirdos that had like
That's it.
different names for grandparents. I love it.
It's super cute now, but when she was
Yeah.
like 2 and she's running around, she's like, "Where's my boob?" And you're like, "No, that's not what it's called." Like, no. Yeah.
That is a question I never asked myself.
We had some very awkward conversations. Anyways, okay. Sorry. Again, we've literally not moved hardly
We
at all.
digress.
So it's y'all's favorite. Okay. Sorry, you're talking about mac and cheese. Works for you either that or mashed potatoes. Clearly, starches are my go-to. Amen. I take after
Yes,
my mom.
mom.
Yep.
Boo.
Completely agree. Eat a lot of toast when under the weather. Yes, that was something my mom always told me. Was you need to
Really?
eat
I feel like
bread
toast
makes it
would be
better.
scratchy on your throat, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm thinking like whenever like my stomach might hurt or something like that.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah. And hello, sweet friend. How are you? I hope you're having a good evening. If you haven't said it yet, what are you reading? But we literally have not moved down the comments, so I can't tell. My mom
We
agrees with
ignore
something.
everybody.
Hello, friend. We hope we're all doing well, which we are. You'll be reading The Fruitful Life by Jerry Bridges tonight. Our church is going through it on Wednesday nights. It's awesome. And I'm pretty sure you're reading this week, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody else was reading Jerry Bridges. So that is awesome.
She always has the Christian reads going on. I love that.
I know.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. And they're always good ones.
They are. They really are.
Your friend had a mashed potato bar and a mac and cheese bar at her wedding.
You know,
I want to be invited to that wedding.
yeah. Can we be friends with her? Can you just tag
Right?
her?
I had a potato bar at mine.
Did you?
Mhm.
That
I
is
love potatoes,
amazing.
so does
That's
he.
inspired.
That's amazing. Yeah, we did a waffle bar, which was really fun.
Oh,
But I
that's awesome.
I never saw it because they like set it up while I was getting ready, and I'm like, I don't know what it looked like, but everybody else.
Everybody seemed to enjoy it.
I didn't even really get to eat at my wedding because we were too busy taking pictures and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I had like one meatball.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, perfection. Yes, that's so true. So true. Hello. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I saw Kim on Tiffany's sprint not too long ago. So I'm assuming that's where she came from. Hello, you're here, but can't get interested in reading, dealing with some depression that comes and goes. I'm so sorry. I absolutely get that, especially like this time of year, whenever the weather changes so fast as well, that you're like, oh, yesterday it was all sunny and I was great, and now it's like depressing outside. You know?
It gets darker earlier, and you're like, ugh. Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kim. I know.
I'm thinking of you. You've been in my thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls and get some snacks and just enjoy yourself.
There you go.
She really is our people now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not a Gilmore Girls fan, but the snacks I'm all about.
Oh, I can't mute you because this isn't my channel, but
I mean, I'm a Gilmore's girl all the way. Like, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
Laura.
My niece and my best friend, they have they have dragonfly tattoos because of the show, and I just the bad mother triggers me a little, and it just takes my enjoyment away.
Yeah.
I get
I
that.
love the side characters. I
I'm-
love like Miss Patty. I love the neighbor. I love the town. I like it when the story is mainly about Rory, but you throw Lorelai in there, and
I mean, I'm literally going to name my next child Lorelai. Like, I'm that committed of a fan. Like, it's
really.
Oh yeah,
You're
I totally would. My
Yeah.
daughter Addie, her middle name is Merida after the princess, the Disney princess Merida from Brave.
Oh,
Wow.
I go hard.
So
My husband is from like Scottish descent, so he just loved the idea.
Gotcha.
That's
That's
fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gilmore Girls. I've watched the entire thing, but I'm kind of like Sonia. I'm like, I like it. I definitely understand why people love it. And like, if it comes on, I'll watch it. But there are just other shows I'd rather watch. You know, like I'm a huge Office fan. I love Friends.
The Office and Friends are my other favorite shows. So like,
those are very
cool. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm also like a huge nerd. We love nerdy shows too. You know, so I love like
The Big Bang Theory.
Favorites. Do what?
The Big Bang Theory.
So like I kind of watched some of that, but then it was harder to get on like platforms than these other ones. So I just had to watch it. You know, so I think I watched like 2 seasons and then I was like, I couldn't get it anymore without having to pay like per episode, and I'm not going to do that, you know? And so then at that point, I think I just forgot about it. But my favorite show, well, I can't say like favorite, but one of my absolute favorite shows is Jane the Virgin, which is such a good show.
I've never seen that. I need to watch it. Since you love it, I'm going to watch it. I've always wondered if it was good, but I didn't know. So
Tiffany, you looked like you had seen it. Did you like it?
Somebody was just telling me to watch it, and I was trying to see if there was a platform that I have to watch it on. There's got to be.
I don't remember what I watched it on. It was free on something, but I don't remember what it was. But that was a very good show. If anybody is interested, it's one that is also like clean, but it's so funny because it is basically written as a Spanish telenovela that is like in English, but they all speak English. Like it's you know, but it is said and like created like a telenovela, but you're following this person in her life, and she's like, I love telenovelas, but she's like in one. It's so funny. It is so funny. So funny.
I'm gonna have to try it. I'll watch it. I'll tell you what I think.
I love it.
This person, Jennifer Williams, that's the name of my stepsister. So when I saw, but that's not my stepsister.
That famous.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's my stepsister. And I was like, wait a second, that's not Jen.
Your stepsister is this person?
Oh, how funny. Well, hello, Jennifer. Nice to have you here.
Well, I'm not my stepsister, but welcome.
Well, like I said, if you weren't here earlier, I'm not sure how much reading we're going to get done. We're going to try because we do all want to read, but we also just like to talk.
Yeah. Maybe more.
Agreed, Mom. Yes, agreed. Sending you love. Yes. And she's saying thank you, of course. You did spend the day adding more free library cards. There you go.
That's what I
like it.
Oh, hi, Wendy.
Oh,
so Wendy was supposed to be here tonight, but she wasn't feeling great. So it's okay. We will get you on here soon. I promise. So sorry you couldn't join, but you know, your bestie Leah will keep you in good company.
Everybody just groups us together. They're like, Wendy, Leah, whatever. It's the same thing. Like
they're the same. Yeah.
Wendy, I'm going to your channel and I'm gonna subscribe, and I hope you feel better.
Do it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she's having a rough day with a little bit of vertigo, so it's been
sorry.
That's rough. That's rough. Hello, Katie. How are you?
Oh, I've been on a sprint with Katie. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, she is so stinking sweet. We're going to be doing a buddy read this month, and I'm very excited.
Awesome.
But yeah, she's also going to be on a sprint. I can't remember. You're in one of the sprints this month, and I'm very excited for that.
I think I met her on Krista Books and Books and Jams.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say probably. That's so cool. You love Spark of Everflame so much. So Cece is phenomenal as well. She has this amazing gift at figuring out what actor or actresses should play people in books if it was a movie adaptation. She's phenomenal.
Cece, write me because I need a visual. I love when people do that and they give me a visual in the book of who to think of. And then also I'm doing a blog on this because I love it. So Cece, talk to me.
There you go. I have now given you another job, Cece. You're
I
welcome.
love it. Friend for me.
Hi, Grandma Susan.
I love Grandma Susan. She's in all of my Discord.
I-
She's the best.
She is the absolute sweetest person. I
She's so
don't know
sweet.
if everybody knows who she is, but you're going to now because she is also
so
just one of the like best supporters. She just wants to be there for you however she can, and I love it so much. She's actually like one of the originals to my channel.
Mine too. I was just going to say that. She was one of my, I think, first 10 subscribers.
Really?
Yeah.
She's like always so positive. Her comments, like she's just the best. She's like everybody's like aunt, just pushing them forward. Like you got it.
Yeah.
She's way too young to be my grandma, but she can be my auntie or cousin or whatever.
I still call her Grandma Susan though, just because I'm like, well, it's stuck now.
It sticks. It does.
Yeah. Hello, Maggie. Finishing Death Scene by Carol Perry tonight. It's 60 degrees in New Jersey, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's perfect for some fall reading. Man, yeah, it's cooler here now. We live in like right on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma. And
I was just through there not long ago.
you?
That's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know you were that close. I didn't know you at the time.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I didn't know that I was this close to all these other booktubers because apparently when I said I was in Arkansas, which I was literally on the I lived 2 minutes from the border of Oklahoma. When I said I lived in Arkansas, people were like, yeah, there's not that many booktubers there. And then I moved over the border and they're like, oh, there's tons in Oklahoma. And I was like, well, who knew this whole time?
Yes.
I love that you're having like Missouri girls almost every week.
Yeah, I wasn't
having
what happened.
It's so, was it intentional or no?
No.
No. Because you have Laura one time, you have Laura scheduled, you have Jules scheduled, and it's like all the Missouri girls. How cool!
Yeah,
Storm Reads is also Missouri girls. So
yeah. That was just random. It was honestly just like, oh, I have an opening on this week. Could you fill in here or whatnot? Or like they were like, this is the only time I'm free. So it just happened that way. So Missouri represented.
Who are these people that you mentioned? Is Jules Books and Things?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. She's my very good friend. We talk all the time.
You do know her.
I love her. Who's the other person you mentioned?
Laura from Laura Reads.
Lauren.
You've probably seen
Laura
her.
Reads.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I've seen her channel. Yeah. I'll have to go.
She has 2 channels. She has Show Me Adventures, which she and her family, they tour different places and go and do vacations and things and film it.
I didn't know that.
But then she also has, she just recently got back into reading and did a booktube channel, which is Laura Reads. Yes.
Yep. That's her.
That's my darling friend.
Oh, yes. I'm already subscribed to her.
Well, there you go. I know you know of her.
No,
I think she does a lot of sprints. Like they're very periodic for her. So
I don't think I think you're her first sprint. I don't know if she's ever done a sprint.
Wow. I don't think she has any lives that I see here. Oops, I went on her channel. Yeah, that's lives. Yeah, so maybe she was just on yours, but that's so cool. Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, so she'll be on here, which will be so fun because I haven't really talked to her since May, which is when we did the readathon, and so that's been a hot minute. But I love her.
Me too.
So Katie, you're reading a new cozy mystery called Chaos at the Lazy Bones Bookshop.
I finished that today.
Oh wow! Perfect time.
Y'all, the cover of that is so cute. I gotta show you the cover. It's actually for the Scooby-Doo for Velma. But look at the cover of this.
Oh, that's so
I
nice.
just looked at that one and I was like, that looks so cute. I need to add it to my TBR, which I didn't do, but it is on my TBR.
It was so good. It was so good. Are you enjoying it? I hope you are. I loved it. I finished it today.
Oh, I love it. I love cozy mysteries have my heart, but I love all other books. Don't get me wrong, but cozy mysteries have my heart. So when people are saying that they're reading it, I'm like, oh, no, you're gonna love it.
It's satisfying because you can finish them in like less than a day because they're so short usually, and if you do the audio, even shorter. So it's like you just feel like you're reading a lot, and it's really
and I will fight you in a street if you say cozy mystery is not a real book.
Oh, absolutely. Or that audiobooks are not really real.
I mean, earrings are going out, weave out. I'm in the street.
I love that so much. So
I will pull the story tell straight on out. We're going for it.
In my corner for all of that. I'll just be like, I'll put Sonia on you. Don't say that.
I am such not a confrontational person. I will fight you in the street if you're not my cozy.
I've had people tell me that though, that cozies really aren't like, oh, they don't really count because they're just small.
That's a good way to get a fight in the street.
Would you like the names of those people?
Yes.
and their addresses.
The cozy mystery mafia there will take care of that.
There you go. There you go.
I feel like it's probably both of you at the bottom. Like you're just like back
Don't
there.
let her look innocent. She's just
Just
as
in
bad
the
as
name.
I am.
The other day we were talking, I was doing like my Patreon spread, and then Cody, my husband, was there with us, and he is working his way through Wheel of Time. So those are like big books and everything, right? And he was like, yeah, like the other day, you know, I read like a really quick, easy book, you know, it was like 400 pages. And I'm like, sir, okay, no, because here's the thing with Cody is that he has a 2-hour commute. And so he listens to audiobooks. I was like, I bet you did read that 1,000-book page pretty quickly. You know, I don't have the luxury of that.
I wish I had a 2-hour commute somewhere. I would get a lot of reading done.
Oh,
Right?
no, you don't. I promise you don't want a 2-hour commute.
No,
Do
you
that
don't.
for
But it'd be
way
really
too
nice for
long.
reading.
That
It'd
is
be
pretty
really
long. That's like 4 hours in one day. No fun.
And it's, very long day.
Is it 2 hours one way, 2 hours back, or just 1 hour, 1 hour?
No,
Wow.
2 there, 2 back. Mhm.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
But I would be like the best reader ever. I'd be audiobooking like every second of it.
Yeah, and he does, which is great. He used to just do podcasts, and I was like, babe, there's a whole other world for you. And now he's a huge book nerd. So I'm
That's
like,
so cool.
I
A
love
guy
it.
from our church
love
did the same thing. Like he had such a big commute, and he was like, "Yeah, I just read all of Dune," and I'm like, "When?"
yeah.
And it was on his commute too. And he's like, "Yeah, one of the books is like over 24 hours long," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
I'm afraid
Yeah.
I'd be on
Why?
that one.
Wouldn't
Like
make it.
I would, somebody recommended to me a classic called Middle March by George Eliot, I believe. And then I pulled up the audiobook and it was like 30 some hours. And I'm like, never mind.
Are you a fantasy reader?
I am. Like, I dip into both. I would say that I'm probably predominantly like romance, fantasy, romantasy.
Okay,
with
this
it.
doesn't have any romance in it, so if you like the romance part of fantasy, it may not be good. But I'm telling, The Dragons of Autumn Twilight is one of my favorite fantasy books. It's an old one, but it is so cozy.
The Dragons.
The Dragons of Autumn Twilight. It's a Dragonlance series. There's one.
Wendy, are you hearing this, Wendy?
Oh, that's why. When you said, my husband started pointing when you said the title, and now that you say Dragonlance, that's why.
It's Dragonlance. Yeah, Dragons of Autumn Twilight.
Now I get it, because he's like I don't know.
Oh,
I think
I'm assuming you like that one.
That's awesome.
It is one of my. I've read it twice. It's one of my favorites. I actually got it from an old boyfriend and kept his copy. But yeah, The Dragons of Autumn Twilight. I'm getting ready to write about it. But my goodness, it's cute and it's campy and it's not. I don't know. I love it.
You're gonna have to do like you did last time, and you're gonna have to message me what that one was, because I had to, like, whenever you message me, like, Cody, read these books. I let him know, and they're on his TBR now.
Is this it?
Yes, that's the movie. That's the movie poster, because there is a movie of it. I don't recommend the movie. I'm just letting that out there. I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, Sonia recommended this." I don't want to represent that.
I hate the movie sucks.
I don't want to represent that at all. But the book is. Mwah.
I love that. I'm definitely going to check that out because, yeah, I do like fantasy. And I don't have to have romance in it for it to be interesting. I mean, it helps, but.
All right, so you're reading Trust Me by Kelly Irvin. Her brother was killed and her boyfriend was convicted for the murder. 10 years later, her BFF is murdered on the same day her ex is released.
Oh,
That sounds
wow.
really good. I feel like I would enjoy that. And I also feel like that's one that Amy Maria has probably read, because she likes that stuff.
Not a Tiffany book.
No, okay. I love your earrings, Sonia. Yes.
Thank
New earrings. I love
I
it.
love them too. I noticed those first off. I was like, you're so much like Hannah from the Teacher's TBR with all her earrings.
Right.
Wait for it. Okay. Read some more and I will show you what I have.
Okay. Sounds like lots of good books being read tonight. Agreed, Mom. Agreed. Glad you're here, Kim. Yes.
So cute.
Oh, those are adorable.
Yeah.
My daughter got them for me because on Mother's Day, I walked by them and I was like, those are adorable and I love them. And so she's like, Mom said she loved them. Let's get them for her for Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh, I love them. That is so
That is
cute.
awesome.
So now
That
I
is
can match Sonia's vibe.
I love it. So for Mother's Day, or it may have been my mom's birthday. I can't remember. My mom probably will remember. My daughter wanted to get her something, which means mom's going to buy something for her. And so we were walking around TJ Maxx and I was like, well, like my mom, she doesn't need anything. Like she just doesn't need it, and she's like, I don't want to buy something for the house because I don't necessarily know what she wants to use. And so I was like, well, she might like to get like a necklace with a P on it because my daughter's name is Piper. And she was like, yeah. So we picked one up. And then almost as soon as we were leaving, she's like, oh, no, I want those for her instead. Guys, they were these huge, like, bubble hearts. And my mom was like, oh. Yeah, it was so funny to see my mom open them, and I was like, "You better love these, and you better wear them." And they so they like yanked down my mom's ears.
Like texting her on the way, like, "Love these."
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, I was like, "I tried, Mom, but sorry, your granddaughter."
So what you're saying is your daughter hasn't developed a fashion sense yet.
Yeah, no,
okay.
no.
It'll come,
or just a big one.
I don't know. I've seen how her dad dresses,
or she's just got big flair.
She's got flair.
That she does. She absolutely.
And now Boo has flair.
Yeah,
everyone's got flair.
Yes, but she does display them like prominently on the downstairs bathroom, which is what everybody uses, so the guest bathroom. Aww. And so they're like right out there in the center. I was like, oh, that way you can show them off, but you don't have to wear them. That's pretty smart.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good grandma.
I like earrings that are light. And the ones that I'm wearing like tonight are wooden. So they're so super light. I have another pair that's a sparrow with cowboy boots on. It's so weird, but I love them. And you can't even feel them in your ears. I appreciate that.
I love that.
You have like a whole wall of different earrings, like
I really don't. I just have a few things I like and wear them. I have some Mrs. Frizzle earrings that I love. I wear those quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, I love Miss Frizzle.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna get through a couple more comments.
I'm sorry. Here.
And then we're done. It's all of us. We're all just a chaotic mess.
It's all of us.
Okay, hello, Jennifer. You're not sure how long you'll stay on. You might even be gone by now because we've been here a bit. Because it was the first day back to work and you're so tired, but you're going to start Amari in the Great Game. I don't know that one, but it sounds really cool.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm assuming you're a teacher because you said just back to school. Hello, Hannah. This is so fun. Reading Midnight at the Cafe. Hannah. No, that's not the same one. Okay, so you had mentioned a book on your on one of your videos. I don't remember which one. And then I ended up being gifted that exact book, which whenever I saw it, I was like, oh, I've had that on my waiting list for a while. Like, I really want that one, but I'm just waiting until like I have the funds to be able to buy a new book, not necessarily a, thrifted book. And it never came up. And then all of a sudden it showed up on my doorstep and I was like, this is the best. And
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I thought that was it.
They're very giving.
Yeah. I agree. Thanks. I'm at all of Tiffany's lives. We actually met last month. Oh, how fun. I love
did.
Her.
We met in person last month.
In person. Oh,
yeah,
she
is from Georgia, but she was visiting Florida and we drove up and met and Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books and Shayna from Shayna and Colorland. She has a coloring channel. And we went to a book fair, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
That
it was
sounds
awesome.
like fun.
That sounds amazing. Wow.
She's like ready with the emoji.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just gonna hold it real close just in case. I love it so much. Sorry, I have to adjust my hips going to sleep, so we're gonna move it this way.
I know. Right. I kept having to like move around too.
Yeah. Well, and I have to like have my camera just like I don't know.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect. I love it.
Just awesome. I've been inspired.
Well, hello, Laura. You just finished The Witcher Blood of Elves and will be continuing lessons in chemistry. That sounds fun.
My favorite thing to do is when somebody finishes a book, we have to celebrate.
Oh, I love it.
How are you doing that? I need to know.
It's my MacBook. Do you have a MacBook Pro?
Yeah.
You should be able to do it.
Okay. How?
Go to do you see your little green video camera at the top?
Oh, yes, I think so.
Okay, so click on that and it says, do you see reactions?
No. You send me a video.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk.
I love that Tiffany is giving techie advice.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything.
I need
Like,
it.
I'm backing away.
Oh my goodness. Well, hello, friend. You're here from Sonia's channel. No one in your life likes cozy mysteries, so I love these YouTube channels and Facebook groups who definitely feel that I'm among my people. Yes, it's true. Now, we do not only read cozy mysteries, but predominantly, yes, which is terrible because for me and my husband, because we had bought like lots of books when we moved onto the boat, and I was buying books that I was like, this sounds really great, because I didn't read for quite some time, because whenever I had my daughter, went through all sorts of stuff, just wasn't reading. So then several years later, like, I feel like if you miss a year of reading, you're so far behind on all the books that are coming out. And so anyways, we bought all these books, and then I'm like, well, apparently my favorite is cozy mystery, and I didn't own any of those. So I'm like, I have all these other books though.
Did
So
you say you live on a boat?
Yes, I do. Yes.
I knew that, but then I feel like I have heard that and I somehow knew it, but it just came back like, oh wow, she really does live on a boat.
Yes,
So
yes.
cool.
That is why I have like these
Cool.
interesting windows.
I was wondering about your windows. It's like, man, she's got like a really cool window.
Is that like a witch window? You know, where they put them sideways, that way they can't come in.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They're just
Yes.
weird boat windows. Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, if you hear weird noises, because we also have really thin walls, and there's people who are cleaning their boats still.
It's kind of like that book, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Davis.
My goodness, I just read that one like 2 months ago. I loved it, and as soon as they were like, we live on a houseboat, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, no.
That's so cool. Do you feel it moving and all that, or is it pretty just
Not really.
Yeah.
No, honestly, the only time that you really feel it moving is when somebody gets on or off the boat, because they're stepping on the side of the boat, which then pushes it down. But then it levels back out and you're fine. So yeah, you really never feel it moving.
My husband would love you guys because he loves people who do different things that not everyone does. Like my husband's dream is to find an old abandoned school and renovate it into a house. That's
I would love that.
Yes, except for I'm like, that's a lot to clean when we're
That's
done.
what I thought.
And there's a lot of school memories there, and I have enough of those.
Yeah, he's like, we'll do it for like 30,000, and then we'll do all this stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, you need like $1 million to renovate a school.
Yeah, you can buy it real cheap, sure, but
I'd like to do that with an old church, like an old simple church.
Another dream of his.
Yeah,
you are his people.
I'm everybody's people.
You really are.
All right, so you're not stepsister Jennifer. You'll be going back and forth between a couple of arcs tonight: Love, Turtles, and a Twist of Fate by Miranda Stone, and Essence of Illusion by R.F. Wong. I haven't heard of either of those, but Love, Turtles, and a Twist of Fate sounds really interesting.
That does.
I do like that title.
Right? Yeah, it's very catchy. You're definitely a mood reader. It's a struggle with video planning. It really is. That's why I've basically just kind of had to like wait and just see what's going to happen. And that's why I haven't been putting out a whole lot of videos, just because I'm like, I'm struggling with like, I don't necessarily want to read all these books that I need for these videos now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still figuring out. We'll get there. Mood TBRs are a thing for BookTube, especially for mood readers. They are called Pile of Possibilities. There you go.
There you go. We were there.
Definitely a mood reader. TBR stress you out.
Yes,
now,
yes.
Now I have to like stick with it though, because I worked for a month on my TBR game. It's called Book Core, and like you're literally moving a pawn that chooses your stuff. So I did that, and then I also made all these little tiny miniature books of all the books that I own, and I'm like, I put in so many hours.
Those are amazing. I saw the first video I watched after your live with Sonia the first time was your TBR game.
Oh,
and
yes.
they're those little are amazing.
Thank you. They were a pain to make.
I think everybody has really good TBR ideas, and I don't have that gene. So give me your knowledge on that. Like, I think it was Keisha just recently did like a treasure chest of TBRs, like all kinds of different cool ideas. And of course, there's the wrapping of them and stuff. Yeah, I just need a good, Yeah, help me out, guys. Give me a good idea.
Would the
and
Scooby-Doo
Amy-
roles help with that, Maddie? Like you already have what you had to choose, but
Mhm.
like what you've chosen for, but to get you to where you would, as far as like your mood or what you're thinking, could what you've done be your pile of possibilities pile?
Yeah.
And then, if you get to where it's like, I'm not feeling any of these, then maybe, do something else that kind of directs you in a different way, but then it kind of brings you back to.
Yeah.
Let
Well,
me think on it a little bit. I'm going to come up with something that's going to work for you.
Well, and I've been thinking about like, okay, well, I created like there's all the different colors, the stones that you land on are different colors, and the colors represent what you have to do. And I've been thinking like, you know what, maybe let's not have so many that offers like such a wide array. Or actually what it happens is if I have like one of them I land on, I have to pick one of the little books. Another one I land on, Goodreads then chooses my book. So it's like maybe I need to have it a little bit more where it's like, hey, maybe instead of Goodreads, you pick off of your TBR card, which means that is 100% what I'm wanting to read anyways.
Mhm.
So I think that might help, if I just change that up a little bit, which I've been thinking about doing for next month anyways, because I'm like, it's my game. And if I'm not enjoying playing it, then I'm not going to play it. And I don't want that to happen. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up changing some of that.
Well, and we grow and change as readers too. We all evolve as we, as you get into your reading journal, just like in your life journey. So this is a different era for you. Maybe you need to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mom,
We got counseling there for a second. I love it.
I love it.
Just another degree I offer. Thanks.
I love you're someone for everyone.
Yep.
I have a lot of student debt, so and I don't use the degree. So here we go.
Same on both accounts. So funny story. I have just a funny anecdote. I accidentally got 2 degrees.
Me too. Oh my gosh, we're the same person.
So I was like, trying to do business, and they kept telling me, they're like, well, for you, because I needed so many like core math classes, they were like, well, with your financial aid, you need multiple classes and you can only take one prerequisite before the other. So they're like, you need to build another cognate to like, like a minor that's like a lot of classes to help you with your financial aid and to be like fully enrolled full time. So I just kept adding like other classes. And so I actually have 2 degrees. At the very end, the guy who was advising me was like new, and he didn't know what he was doing when he was advising me. So then I I ended up like graduating, and I was like, I don't understand. Why do I have all these credits? And they're like, oh, you have like 2 degrees. You were on 2 career paths in the system. And I'm like, I was.
Wow.
I have a degree in business administration and marketing, and then small business e-commerce. And then I have a cognate in child psychology.
Oh my God.
Wow. I didn't even mean to do that.
I feel like that does not happen often. So the fact that it happened to 2 of you guys is crazy.
Yes. Okay. So I'm glad, but I feel like I love to know I'm not the only one, and then when I went back to the school to explain, like, like this guy didn't advise me well, they were able to like help me through some of the financial aspects of what I had done. But I could go back to school for 1 year and get my master's because I have 2 degrees. And I was like, no, thanks.
Nope. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I'm glad
my BSc is in elementary education, pre-K through 8. Plus, I also have a minor in psychology. And because I have so many hours in counseling and psychology, I'm a dissertation away from being a doctorate. I have a master's in elementary education administration and a specialist in reading administration.
You're way more educated than I am.
I have a lot of darn school and I make no money.
You said you don't use any of it, right?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I do work in the education, and I work at a college, but it's still like.
The problem is we can be so educated, but every resume wants like 10 years experience. And you're like, oh, I don't have that. So,
yeah.
And then well, we won't get into it. We're talking about reading.
Not real. Life is happening.
All right. So speaking of reading, Mom is trying to figure out if she's going to read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies or the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. She is very much in a cozy phase, like cozy fantasy phase specifically.
Emily Wilde's for sure.
It is so good, Mom. You will like either of those. Knowing you, you're going to like both of those. But Emily Wilds is more comfort, cozy, and Frugal Wizard is like funny. You know, so like it can kind of be cozy, but it's not as cozy.
Has your mom read Legends and Lattes?
She has not read Legends and Lattes. She's
Mom,
just started
read Legends and Lattes. If you
I
want
just
cozy
finished it.
fantasy,
You just finished it?
poster child for cozy fantasy.
It was very good.
It was good.
It was very good. Yes. It's very atmospheric, and it's actually very community centric too, which is a surprising element. And the characters themselves just go through a lot of personal growth. So it's just an all round good book. So yeah, I did enjoy it.
And Nibbles, the rat, what is his name? Nibbles?
The Ratkin?
I can't remember the rat's name, but I'm in love with him. And his description, he is one of those people, and we all know people, when they talk about something they're so extremely passionate about, it makes you salivate. You know what I'm saying? He talks about, from his point of view, he talks about how to make cinnamon rolls.
Thimble.
Thimble. Yes. And I'm like, by the time I'm done reading it, I'm like, man, I need a bib. I need a drill bib over here.
I drove to the bakery and got a cinnamon roll.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't nearly as good as what I was thinking about, because of the way he talked about making it.
And then he's like talking about the yeast rising and how big they are and how they're glazed. And I'm like, that's so great. I just want it all. Yeah. I loved it. It was very good. It's very good for foodie people, coffee lovers, all that.
Nice. Okay. So Amy, thank you, ladies, for making me blush. Always a goal. Hello, friend. Sonia, that pink poodle is everything.
I have to say there's a story behind the pink poodle, but I'll make it really fast. Okay. My guy best friend, we've been friends since he fell on me in 1998 during 8th grade orientation. We have been best friends ever since. His mom used to have all of these old barrettes, and she gave this to me, and she passed away a few years ago. Aww. So I like to wear it, but I also have a poodle skirt on. So it kind of goes along with an outfit.
That is amazing.
It's a black and white polka dotted poodle skirt. The outfit, I did put on pants because it's not the most comfortable of things, but that's what I wore today.
Oh my goodness.
I love that so much.
I'll send you a picture, Bestie.
Okay.
So you would really like Darlene Desi's channel, because
I love Darlene Desi's channel.
I adore her. She dresses up all the time, and like you just remind me of someone who would get like those glitter freckles that she just got.
Oh, honey, they're in my makeup bag.
I know it. I just knew it.
Like Leah's like, I know you. I know you. Every part of you.
Dresses up beautifully.
I would dress up every day if it wasn't frowned upon. I
was an elementary
I'm dressing up as Belle for Halloween to give out books for trick-or-treaters. I would dress up every day if I could.
Do it.
When you talked about Merida, Tiffany and I are in the talks of doing some sort of Disney princess something or another, just so we can wear our costumes, because I have a Merida costume.
Oh my gosh, my daughter does too. I'm gonna have to show you. I'll look it up.
I call Tiffany on FaceTime and I'm dressed as Merida.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
I love that.
When we did March Mystery Madness last year, she's like, it's the 10th anniversary, we're gonna dress. And I was like, say no more. And she's like, every video I was like in a different costume. She's like, oh my goodness. She's like, you took it to the max. I'm like, yeah, I love
people who dress up. They're my favorite people ever. It's so much fun.
I love it so much.
Because they're so authentically themselves. It's so perfect.
Oh, it's so much.
Okay, so I have to interject for just 1 second. I'm going to be an awful host, but my husband's fishing and he caught a fish and I have to go help him get it. We live on a boat. We're super country, apparently. So you ladies talk real quick, because I know we can cover that. I'm not. So I'll do that. I'll be right back. I have to go catch a fish.
That is
I've never had the best thing I've ever had in a live, Maddie. I love it. So
this is the best thing I've ever heard in a live. I've never heard anyone say, "Let's pause this and go catch a fish." Like this.
Welcome to real life, and no pun intended.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
I'll be right back.
so amazing.
Okay, speaking of fish, did you guys see Jules Books and Things, her video where the fish was in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like she's just driving down the road and there's this giant, I don't know, catfish or something in the middle of a metropolitan area intersection. And she's like, how did that even get there? It was just
I'm not
so,
surprised. I live in the same state she does.
yeah, like how does
True.
that even happen? Maybe it fell off a truck. Who knows? The
Tiffany,
mystery.
you didn't catch my pun. I said it got real here, no pun intended. Real.
Real.
I did that
love
just
it.
for you.
That deserves. Hold on.
That deserves a quotable shirt moment. That was good. You know what's so funny is I do that too. I will make subtle, like funny jokes like that, and then nobody ever gets them. I'll like, insert something, and then I have to explain it. That's what I've been having to do with my friends recently. Like I'll make a joke, then they don't get it, and I'm like, didn't you hear that? And then I'm like explaining it, and it's not funny anymore. And I'm like, whatever.
My boss, I love him. I absolutely adore my boss. And I have bees in my wall at work. And I was asking him if he'd set an appointment, and he said, I think they're going to be there like Tuesday or something like that. And I said, that's beerific. And he said, please don't talk to me anymore. I said, don't be like that. And he's like, seriously. He's like, and I he's like, and then
I'm so sorry, honey.
I think I think I sent you a picture. I have, so I work at a counseling agency and I work with little kids. And so I have a whiteboard, and I always have a pun and a thing. So like right now I don't know why I started doing a vegetable theme. So it's a rhubarb that is dressed with pom-poms, and it says, I'm rooting for you.
I love that it's a rhubarb. Nobody ever talks about rhubarb.
Right? The time before that, it was a beet, and it said, don't beat yourself up. And the beet has beets on. So it's like a beet, and he was wearing beets. I don't know. It's a
all
whole
the
thing.
puns. I love it so much. Man, that's scary though about the bees. So fun fact about Wendy. Wendy is terrified of bees to the point of like crashing her car probably. Like she is so terrified of bees.
Oh, no.
But she lives in the city of bees. Like her city is actually called blah, 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 the city of bees. And I'm like, wow, that is so ironic.
That is like
bees on your wall, man. Oh,
well, I'm terrified of snakes. I'm not living in no Snakeville. Bye.
No.
Move. Pack.
I agree. I would not.
Guys, if y'all are tired of hearing us talk, I'm really sorry, but we've literally been talking for an hour. Anyways, so we caught a 10-pounder, just so you guys know.
That's
so
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh,
What kind of fish was it?
I don't know. Like,
because it doesn't matter if it's 10 pounds.
Yeah, it could have been catfish, could have been a buffalo. I'm not really sure.
I only ask because I have a citation for a prize-winning 10-pound catfish back in the day.
Oh.
In my county, I was 12 and I caught the biggest bullhead catfish ever. And so I was in the newspaper and I got like a trophy and a citation. Makes me mad.
And I will continue to bring it up.
Yeah,
I caught some fish at the Captain D's a couple of weekends through a drive-through, but that's about how I've done it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm like, we have so many more comments to get through because we have not got through hardly any, but we're going to go ahead and take a reading break. We're going to make this one pretty brief, though. We're only going to do about 30 minutes just because we have chatted so long, and I have a feeling when we get back on, we will probably chat quite a bit more. Yes. So we're going to do 30 minutes. I'm checking the time. So it's 8:16. So we're going to say we're going to come back at the 45. So it's actually a little bit less than that. And did I forget to set everything up for this? 100%. So hold on a second. Let me do that.
How you doing? You're getting, is this pumpkin time for you, Tiffany? You start drifting off.
I am good. I am good right now. Wendy, I am normally a very early to bed person, but I am good tonight.
Wendy will glaze over at like 9. And like I remember she's getting better. When she started BookTube, she actually increased her stay up hours. But when we were first friends, like if she was anywhere at 9 o'clock, like you just know she's not there anymore at all. She stops laughing, stops talking. I'm like, Wendy, go to bed.
I seriously turn into a pumpkin. Oh, that's so cute.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to make sure, like, my screen is like slowly doing things. Okay, there we go. Hold on a second. Let me do
All
this.
cottage core.
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay. What did I do? That's probably me. Okay. So, real fast. Oh my goodness. So real fast, because I forgot to tell you ladies. So whenever we jump off, what I usually do during my sprints is I do go ahead and turn off the camera just because I'm on pillows. And so the camera's probably gonna shift around and stuff like that. And that way it's just a clear screen of the ambiance so they get to enjoy that. So you guys feel free to do whatever you need to do during those 30 minutes. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. We will come back at, like I said, the 45 at whatever that is for you guys. So we'll see you guys at the 45. All
Awesome.
right, let's get started.
Happy reading.
Yes, guys. All right. Hello. Getting this back on.
Hello.
Oh, sorry. Literally at like 8:44, my husband was like, "Will you please come outside and take a picture of me with my fish?" And I'm like, "Yes."
The best part of tonight. I love that. I was just reading your review of this book, which I so want to read.
Oh, it is so good.
Is it?
So good.
Yeah, you
Yes.
gave it a 4.5. So basically a 5-star.
Oh,
Yeah.
Leah, I wanted to tell you before I forget. We were
Yes.
talking about you mentioned Julia Buckley,
Mm-hmm.
and I absolutely love Julia Buckley. I highly recommend all of her series, but she also writes a murder dinner mystery series that takes place in Illinois under Veronica Bond. So I highly recommend it. It's only 2 books. It is so good. She like works at like a murder mystery dinner place at
I
this
love
like
that.
castle. The first book is called Castle Deadly, Castle Deep by Veronica Bond. It's Julia
Oh
Buckley.
my gosh.
So I wanted to mention that because she's amazing.
Well, and ladies, I went back and put my poodle skirt on for you. So I will go ahead and model this thing. Let me scooch back here.
Oh
Isn't
my
it adorable?
goodness.
It's so
I
cute.
love it. Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
it.
Beautiful. I always
so
wanted
precious.
an occasion to wear a poodle skirt.
It is adorable.
Baby, you're living life. That's your
I'm just gonna
occasion.
wear one. Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Oh my
Get one
goodness.
for the
Let's do
store.
it.
Just walk in
Okay,
and be
I have to try and show you guys. We'll see if y'all can see it. The picture of my husband with his fish because he is so proud of it. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, I
Like,
can see
huge.
That is a big fish.
yeah, and my
Wow.
husband, how tall is he? He's 6'2". So
Wow. That is a really big fish.
When's
I
the
know.
fish fry?
Yeah, really. Let's have a crawl.
I make a really good potato salad. So just, you
Oh, I
know,
love potato salad.
I make really good nothing. So I
But,
make really good
Publix
water.
makes a really good something or other that you
honesty
can
is the best way to be.
I literally today made chili and everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, you made chili. What recipe did you use?" I'm like, "Off the McCormick packet." Like that's so
Hey, that works. It's probably tried and true.
yeah,
Tried
I
and
won second place in a chili cook-off for our church using that recipe.
Well, baby, you can bring the plates and forks and napkins and stuff since you said you could do it. Okay.
That's what I'll do. I'll make a deck.
Oh my
At book club, I always bring like because I don't have time to make anything. I always bring like hummus or spinach dip, but something still in the package. I'm like, Publix made it.
That's right. Hey,
I always say Auntie Schnooks. I'm like, here,
Yeah.
this is from Auntie Schnooks.
Exactly.
we have this lady at our church who always asks, like, "Oh, did you make it homemade?" And thankfully, like, I didn't have her ask me directly, but what I did was I went to Sam's Club and got their blackened like chicken pasta, and I like scraped it into like a buffet pan thing to make it look like it was homemade. And I brought it to church, and everyone's like, "This is delicious." I was like, "Thank you." I said, like, I prepared it. For the dream. I felt like it wasn't technically lying, but everybody liked it. And so when I've actually cooked for real, one time I made my own food, and that was like green bean casserole. And I had used and apple scented soap to wash out the pan before I guess I put everything in. And so people were eating it and they're like, this tastes like apples. So I really shouldn't cook ever. Like everybody at my church now knows that I like am the apple soap lady. Really awful.
Bring the plates and napkins, honey.
There you go. We always need
Oh my
paper cups and lemonade at your
You can do the drinks.
All I really should bring, truly.
So, did you ladies get any reading done in that sprint?
I talked to Tiffany on the phone.
I was like, I know Sonia did because I saw her talking, and I was like, I have a feeling she's talking to Tiffany.
We were.
We Marco usually. I was talking to Wendy some, but I read a couple of pages, like not quite a chapter, but listen to this quote at the beginning of the book. For anyone who has ever been told their spark shouldn't burn so bright, and for all the people who love them precisely because it did.
Oh, that's
I love it. It's really good. So basically what's happening is there are these immortals called kindreds, and there were 9 of them before the creation of their universe. And the immortals came down and they decided that they wanted to marry mortals. And in order for them to marry mortals and reproduce, they had to give up basically their immortality. So when they did that, it was called Forging Day, and it created all of these different realms, which are 9 different realms. And they're labeled based off of the power that each immortal kindred person had. And when they broke away from their immortality and they gave up their godliness kind of, and they were like clung to earth, they had to cling to earth. The different realms each are infused with their specific magic that as immortals they were gifted with. So each realm has a different, magic specialty. And so I wouldn't want to say divergent, but she's kind of like striking me so far as maybe somebody who is not quite what they seem. And so at like first glance, first couple chapters, her birth is like a mystery and you don't know who her dad is. And you're thinking maybe he might be someone immortal, but you're not sure. Mm-hmm. So it already it kicks off in the first chapter and just gets its claws on you and you're just like, what's happening? And then in the first 2 chapters, her mom, who holds a bunch of answers to her past, disappears. So it's really good. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Spoiling too much more. It's it's giving me all the ACOTAR, slightly Fourth Wing, Divergent, Hunger Game vibes, all of them. It's very good. I love it.
I feel like I would actually enjoy that book because I do enjoy fantasy a lot. I just don't read it a ton. Just because I don't know enough about it, I guess. I don't know.
Fantasy is
cottagecore is sort of there's a lot of cottagecore fantasy type, the Spell Shop, I think, is the newest one that's like that. But this is not striking me as high fantasy. It's not like the Serpent on the Wings of Night, even maybe Throne of Glass status. It's kind of in the middle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is good for me. It's YA.
Yeah. I think fantasy is overwhelming because it has so many, there's usually more than 3 or 4 books in the series, though I can go through a cozy mystery 27 books in a series with no problem. I think it's overwhelming sometimes. And I enjoy fantasy. I just don't know. I don't tend to read it much.
I feel like I have to be in the mood for it, during summer, and my usual go-to would be just a romance. But I feel like fall is sort of fantasy in a way. Whether it's cottagecore fantasy light or whether it's high fantasy or mid, I feel like reading it, but it's a short-lived period of time usually. but for high fantasy, but then once I get back into I'd rather read romance moods, I'll probably revert back to a YA.
Yeah.
Fantasy. It's not too complicated. There's not so much going on. It's more real life with a bit of magical realism.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you need to read Small Favors. You would love it. Yeah.
I'm adding it to my TBR.
It's very good. And the only reason I didn't give that one 5 stars is because the ending and everything is great, but it leaves you with one big question that I feel should have just been answered because there's no way of answering it because it's not a series. And so you're just what happened?
Right.
We just dropped off the cliff. What's going on? Yeah.
That's somebody disappears and then you're there's never an answer. So
I hate when books do that.
Yeah, but because they weren't like a main character, it wasn't a huge deal, you know, because it's like it's different than if it was like, oh, they probably did that on purpose because it is a main character and they're like they want you to have, you know, figured out for yourself or whatever. But this was like a side character, but it's like, but you did need to answer it a little bit. So whenever you read it, you let me know if you had that same thought, because if you didn't, then I probably just read it wrong.
No, I feel that sometimes I'll read books and I'm like, I feel like it didn't really wrap up quite well. I've actually felt that way about several like Riley Sager books, specifically like Lock Every Door. I felt like it was very, I don't know if you guys have read Riley Sager mystery thriller.
Just one.
So so some of his books, they're like, I don't know, like mid, and then the end is like, oh, everything in the world is going on. And then, like you said, there's some things that I feel like he ties it all up, but then there's like loose ends, and you're like, I don't know what happened. So, I get that.
I so want to read stuff like that. Like even the book that you were talking about earlier, that Sonia's like not a Tiffany book. I am the biggest scaredy cat in the world. Like anything, my threshold is It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Scooby-Doo. Like my husband all the time will come up behind me and I'll scream. He's like, it's the two of us in the house. Who do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know.
Gosh, that's sweet. Tiffany or me. My husband did that just the other day. And it's like, I turned around and I saw him and I was still screaming. Like, I know it's him, but I don't know. Like, so my husband, I literally have been so scared. Like, I don't like staying home alone, that he's had to like get a security system. Cause I'm like, everything scares me. What's happening? Yeah. And like reading, like you said, reading scary books makes it even worse. But I will say there's one book that like gives you the scary feels, but not too much. And you're like, oh, well, this isn't really realistic, but it's so good, is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Has anyone read that? It was such a great write. Okay, get this. This girl 1-stars his book, and he basically comes.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Okay.
I've heard of that one.
It was so freaking good. The audio was so awesome too. And the way I mean, I guess you could say it's almost like a cozy mystery thriller. Like, it's not, but it is. It's like it all happens within like a certain space, and the characters are all a little eccentric. Like she's playing hangman on a whiteboard with a neighbor that's far away with a telescope. Like there's a lot of cool elements to it, you know? So yeah.
The Last Word, I'm going to take it down, but I
don't think it'll scare you, because when you actually get to the end, read to the end, then you'll be like, oh, it has like a Scooby-Doo effect. It has like a, you know, you'll like it, I think. And it's like cheesy, but it's good.
Yeah. Okay, I would like that.
Yeah, the same thing with Wendy said Frida McFadden's book. Is it called No One? Hold on. There's one that she said is like a popcorn thriller. It's scary-ish, but it's more Scooby-Doo. It's not really that bad. I'll find it.
Okay. While you do that, we're going to read a couple of comments real quick because we're so far behind. So we're going to say hi to the people.
Note to self, we cannot have these girls together.
No, actually, it made me think of something that I'm going to toss to you guys when we're done with this. So just be prepared and remind me to say something.
It's talking
later it gets. Yeah. So good evening, Bex. Happy that you're here. Hello, Stacy. You'll be listening to For the Lie tonight. About halfway through and loving it so far. I definitely think the audio really brings it to life. I've heard that and I really want to read that book, but I want to specifically listen to it because they say that it's like that's the way to do it.
Like
now, Amy Marie this, and I knew that you would have to answer that. So where do I find the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord?
I sent it to Amy Marie. I don't know if it'll let me put a link here, but otherwise I do put it on my videos, but they expire. So if you see it on one of my videos and it's expired, just message me because, but yeah. So
hey, if you remind me, I'll teach you how to make it not expire unless you want it to.
Amazing.
Okay.
I know there's a way, but
yeah. I'll teach it to you. I had to learn it too because I was like, why? I don't understand how it expires. And then it's like, oh yeah, it says it right there. So yeah, I'll help you with that. All right, Danny, hello. You're reading The Warsaw Sisters, 20%. Mm-hmm. And then Katie said that is an amazing book. And I have heard very good things about that book as well.
Wendy has it, I think. I think it is supposed to be really good. She loves historical fiction.
Yeah. And hello, Chantel. Happy that you're here. Christina, hello. You love that book. I'm not really sure which one it is at this point. So I'm happy that you loved whatever book it was, though.
Like an hour ago.
Yeah. So sorry. And I believe Stormy has it on all of her videos. Okay. Yeah.
The Discord. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning from Tasmania. Currently reading.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time she comes on, she's like, "Good morning." I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "Oh
Yeah.
yes.
That's so cool.
Tasmania. We're international. This is
I
so
know. Isn't that
cool.
cool?
I
It's
love
crazy.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of go through some of these because they're talking to each other. So Chantel just finished The Secrets of Heartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden, who has the YouTube channel Books and Things. Oh, I did. Okay, how fun! Because just finished. I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed it. Hello, friend. How are you? And I don't think I'm going to be killed in a book, but I'm going to be in a Tracy Peterson book next year. Woo! Look
That is
at
so
you.
cool.
Is this like a raffle that you like just put your name out there in some kind of contest? Does everyone
Yeah,
do that?
like, I don't know how this one happened with Katie, but you'll have to let us know. And she's going to be on a sprint later this month as well. So if she doesn't answer tonight, we'll talk about it then.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Can you say what book or do we have to wait? Ooh, did she say? Hold on. I'm going to see if she answered. Oh, she's answered right here. It's called A Constant Love by Tracy Peterson. It's coming out in spring. Okay, well, there we go. We'll have to look for it. Where do we leave? Hello, Chris. It's been a while. So good seeing you. It's okay. It's all right. I almost forget that this thing happens every Tuesday as well. Tracy is so sweet. Still can't believe I finagled my way into her book. Okay, finagled.
Wow. We need this story.
That is awesome.
Yes, we'll all be looking for it. Chris, you're reading Pretty Things. Not sure about it yet. It's for a vlog, so might push through. I have not read that one. Don't know much about it either. Who's your favorite of Rory's boyfriends? Mine is Jesse.
Jen.
I didn't like any of them.
Gosh, it's a toss up.
I agree with her, but
I thought they were all toxic.
I mean, Logan is your obvious choice because I feel like she actually did change him for real. So I do feel like he changed. Dean is your safe choice. Jess is the wild card. I mean, I think my heart would want to go with Jess, but my mind would probably go with Logan.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason why I say this, I would choose Dean, and that's only because I am obsessed with Supernatural, and I watched that first. So then when I watched that, I was like, and your name's Dean. You know, like
what's his name? Jared Paladeski or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is good looking for sure.
So did you see the Scooby-Doo mashup
yes. Multiple times because it's one of my favorite episodes.
Yes. I do not watch it. My Dan does. But he was like, oh babe, you have to watch this. And I said, I don't want to watch that show. I've tried. It's not for me. No, you need to watch this. And I did, and I did enjoy that. So
it was very
if
good.
I were, my choice for Rory is to girl, go get you a dog and move to your own place somewhere and just be single.
She kind of does.
Please do.
Yeah. She kind of does do her own thing. If you've ever watched A Year in the Life, which everyone should. I mean, everyone, the jury's out because some people hate it, some people love it. I actually watched it the first time, didn't love the continuation of it, and then I kept watching it until I loved it.
Girl, mine would be move as far away as you can from that toxic mother and grandmother of yours and find you a dog and go live in a mountain somewhere and go be you.
Or like, I guess that's the one thing that I feel like it's circulating again, that people are saying, well, Lorelai's so toxic. And I get where like they're coming from in some things, but she's also growing. Like everyone's on their journey in the show, which I really do appreciate. People all change. Team Jess all the way. I mean, Team Jess. I mean, Milo. What's his last name? Ventimego or whatever.
Yeah, Milo. Yeah.
Him and This Is Us.
Oh, I know. Yep.
Like, am I married? He's so good. Oh, by the way, this was the book I was talking about.
One by One. Okay. I've heard very mixed things on that one.
Yeah. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, you were reading it last week as well. We are going through first chapter a week. Okay. So that's what I thought. You're also reading The Night Housekeeper, Buried in a Good Book, and Harry Potter #3. So not all Christian. Wow.
Buried in a Good Book is so good. It's
agreed 100%.
By Tamara Berry.
It's
fantastic.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Wendy gave it to me and I don't think she liked it. I need to read it. Where is it? I see it.
Oh,
up
I
there.
really liked it.
I
I'll have to
really
try it.
liked
It's
Very
one
Good
with like
Book.
the canoe or lake house look or something like that in
Yes.
the background. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Um,
actually read the entire Dark and Stormy Murder series. So what's it called? It's like the
Writer's Apprentice.
for the Writer's Apprentice. Yes. Yeah.
You do try to read spiritual growth books regularly to get the godliness going on. I love it. Love it.
Great.
Same. You're currently reading A Dirty Job by Christopher Moore. It's a comedic, dark humor, absolutely hilarious and off the wall. I am not shocked that you're reading that kind of book at all. You don't really know how to describe it. It's definitely not for everyone. Yeah, I'm not shocked that you're reading that. And I hope you enjoy it. Yes.
She read what's that lassoed? What is it called? Done and dusted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently, and I was like, I didn't expect. I was like, oh, okay, she reads everything. I'm gonna try it.
Yes, but I think that's what I appreciate about her as well, is that it is such a wide variety.
Yes.
So like she reads lots of different writing styles, because sometimes that's something that I could say with cozy mystery. I love it, but a lot of times the styles of writing can be very, very similar. Like, and so if there's, but that's good, and I appreciate, because I know what I'm going to get. But sometimes I do want something that's like, it's different, and so I love that she does that.
That's one of the reasons that I only do audiobooks with cozies, and I tend to eyeball read things in different genres, because it's very, if I only read cozy mysteries, they get to be very redundant, and I almost forget the storylines because it's too much like another one. But I try to read a little bit of each genre so the cozy mysteries stay fresh, and I'm still loving them.
I only gave a cozy, like I usually rate them higher, but I rated only one star, and I'm trying to find it, but I think it's called Sprinkled with Murder. Has anyone read that one?
Is it by Jim McKinley?
Yes.
Really? That surprises me.
You know what? I've heard that she's really good. I'm trying to find the cover of it.
Jen McKinley is like the Agatha Christie, of cozy mysteries for most people.
This one. Wait,
yeah, it's the Cupcake Bakery mystery.
It's the only one I haven't liked, but I've heard she's so excellent. But I'm gonna
try the Library Lovers series by her.
Try the Library Lovers, and she writes romance too. And her romance, from what I understand, I haven't read them, but a lot of people who love romance love Jim McKinley romance.
I feel like I've heard of her as a romance author too, but yeah, the only thing that with this one is that it was like written from a very almost like a cozy YA feel. Like it was like very, very simplistic, and not a lot happened. So I really do need to get, like you said, her recommendation of different things. So I'm going to add that.
All right. So then Chris said, but now watching it, I don't always agree with Lorelai. Felt it was wrong for her to keep Rory away from her grandparents for so long. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then love Jane the Virgin. Oh, yes. Jane the Virgin is awesome. Always reminded me as a Hispanic Gilmore Girls. Yeah. I would say that's actually very, I never would have made that connection until you just said that, but that makes sense because it is a daughter with their mom.
Okay.
And, like that relationship, which is really, really funny because again, it's a telenovela, but yeah.
Need all of the Gilmore Girls fanfic.
You right? Friends of the Office are two of my all-time faves too. Maddie, you and I could be TV besties. Let's do it. I love it. I love it. Give me your list. We'll keep watching some stuff together. Sonia, when you have a name like mine, that doesn't surprise me about her being your stepsister. That's so funny.
I thought when you guys were talking about that, you were talking about that girl's name was the main character of the Virgin show you were talking about. And I was like, wait, what? I was so lost. You guys were so nice about it. You just laughed. And I'm like, I was so wrong.
That's all right. You still haven't finished watching Gilmore Girls, but it's Emily Gilmore that triggers me.
No.
Manipulative behaviors are exactly like my mom. Oh, yeah. That can be rough. I can't say anything because my mom's here. So my mom was not like that. Ladies, thank you so much for all the kind words. Love you all and pray for you often. And I absolutely believe that she's just hi, Tennyson.
She's the best.
Grandma Susan.
Yes. So I love your name. If I have my way, one of my future granddaughters will be named Tennyson.
That's such a good idea. Tennis. Get right on that, Maddie.
All right. Well, hey, my brother's about to get married. He can get on it. I love my name, although people do have problems pronouncing it sometimes. I mean, that's what happened the first time I saw you on here. I was like, hold on. How do we say this? one
I
of
was
my
Welcome
thinking,
to my world.
how else would you pronounce it? Like Tenny Son? Like,
yeah, well, and that's why I was like, I'm not sure because you just never know. You never know. But I love the name.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Welcome to my world where no one says your name correctly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sonia.
I'm sure.
No, it's
Lucky.
usually Sonia. Yep.
Sonia.
Or Sonia. Sonia.
People pronouncing it wrong.
Sonia. It's like Sonia. It's easy. Like Tanya. Everybody says Tanya correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
My insurance company, they think that I'm like Korean because my name is Lee. They think it's Lee Young. They're like,
Oh.
Lee Young.
You're like, no.
Somebody asked me if I was international.
Oh, wow.
Like, no, that's a really awkward question to ask, but thanks.
Oh, my goodness. Because you have a very, like, American name.
Yes, look at that.
So
but I guess like written, like most people say Leah, Leah, but mine is like Lea because Leah Beth is one name. And technically my name is very like hillbilly. It's like Leah Beth, like two names put together. I don't know.
That's true. I mean, I don't think it sounds hillbilly, but I get what you're saying.
Thank you. That's what I've just been told because I'm from West Virginia. So that's what people say about them.
I feel like I got, people would call me Maudie a lot because it's like, I guess that's like Madi. That's what it could look like, I suppose. But I think more and more people are spelling Maddie like that because my actual name is Madison. And it's like, well, you just take off the son, right? It's just so much easier. It's shorter, like all that jazz. And so that was just the way that we spelled it. And so I never in my life was like, oh, Maudie. But it happens. It happens frequently.
So funny.
I actually have a video. Whenever my husband proposed to me, we were at a rodeo. I had sang the national anthem. We were walking across, like to get back to the bleachers or whatever. And the announcer guy was like, all right, and we have Mr. Cody Sanderson and Mrs. Maddie Small. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. That's awful.
One time you should get it correct and you call it Maudie.
That's awful. You sing?
I do.
Oh, that's awesome. Me too. I sing and play guitar for church. So that's cool.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I don't do guitar, but I sing.
Great. I love that though.
I still think it's the most amazing thing that you got engaged at a rodeo. I love that so much.
That is like a whole book. Can you write a
I
book?
love that so much.
Guys, I legit was like, I will never get married or engaged at a rodeo.
It's like Elsie Silver vibes.
There it is. Like we sound so country. Wow, those are massive fillets.
I did some things at a rodeo, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to do it on here.
I don't want to talk about it at all. My first boyfriend was a bull rider, so I learned all kinds of things about the rodeo.
Yeah,
and bull riders.
Well, moving right along then.
That's like me to making it awkward. Been making it awkward since 1990.
So when I go to one, I want to wear a shirt that says, "This is my first rodeo."
That's so funny.
I'm just gonna sit over here and listen.
All right. Well, Katie said so far she's enjoying the chaos at the Lazy Bones bookshop. I should be done with it by tonight. Well, I hope that you keep enjoying it. Cozy Mystery Mafia. That was funny thing. Never heard anyone say that about cozies. Love them. Have you guys seen the Hallmark Cozy Mysteries? So I just started watching those because of Sonia. Because I'm pretty sure you were the one who was like, hey, the Hannah Swenson is actually a Hallmark. And I was like, looking it up. And I have started watching them and I have enjoyed them. And the Aurora Tea Garden, that one's very cute. Like, somehow she's always going to be the one finding the bodies, And I'm like, at least one, it'd be nice where she's like, oh, you found the body. Oh, but that's okay. I still love them.
The Aurora Tea Garden series is one of many Charlene Harris series, and I really enjoy that series. I don't think it gets as much attention as the Sookie Stackhouse series does.
Yeah,
but I really enjoy that, and I think that they portray it really well too.
Who's the main character in the Aurora Tea House one?
Like who's the actress?
The actor.
Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah,
that's what I thought. That's why it sounds familiar. Okay, cool.
Yes. But she's in like a couple of them, if I'm not mistaken. I know she's in like a newer one. Cannot remember what it's called, but I'm probably
everything Hallmark.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah, she's a great actress. I like her a lot. She's like one of my mom's favorites.
Yeah. I love that you said, let me get my scrunchie. Talk about fighting. Y'all, I need to find a man who is a book nerd. May the Lord make it so. We will be praying that exact prayer for you because I
I'm
didn't
gonna
mean
say it again, girl. Just get your books, get a dog, do your thing.
she needs one of those too. All right.
I
So
have
we're
the
gonna
last
make,
good one, and I'm not giving him away. So
what
Aw.
we need to make
don't I, honey?
a dating site
He's
specifically.
standing right there. That's not why I said it, but he's standing right there.
Maddie, that's amazing. A dating site for book lovers.
Right?
Good.
Right? Because I'm like, most book nerds were probably a little more introverted. So it's like, I'm not going to talk to somebody if I run into him at a bookstore, you know? Like, I did not meet Cody at a bookstore because I would not have said a word to him.
I had a lot of first dates at bookstores.
See, and
It's
that's
a good
okay.
place.
I could do like first dates, but I don't talk to anybody, even if I do know them in public. It's weird. I'm a very introverted person, which you wouldn't know.
You guys don't seem introverted. Well, you don't seem introverted.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that either. But it's funny when you see people on camera and you know, you think that they're this type of person, and you're like, oh, you're introverted.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an extroverted introvert, and I don't know how to explain that. We don't have the time.
Yes.
But,
I've heard of that. I've heard of
Yeah.
people being that way. That's good.
but I mean, I did I did a lot of first dates at like bookstores because I would walk around with them and we would talk, and the books that they would choose or say, hey, I've read that or whatever, kind of gave me an idea if we were going to mesh or not.
Oh, that's really smart. Yeah.
I got a little brain in my head.
It should be
It's
called,
not just forehead hair.
the dating site should be called Book Matched.
Oh, there you go. I love it.
You get matched on your similarities in reading.
Yes.
And then you could have somebody that marries you called Booked for Life.
Yes, this is groundbreaking.
All right. We'll talk about this after, and we'll make sure to TM it and everything. That way we can.
I was going to say trademark.
Okay. Anyone on our killing time with cozy sprints? We're used to chatty.
I
That's what
feel
I'm
personally attacked. It's true.
But
I love you, Kim. I'm just kidding. It's
all right,
totally
she
true.
was a teacher,
It's totally
middle grade, second in the series. Wow. Okay. Kelly Irvin is a Christian author. I think there's faith content in the book, and she also writes Amish books. Oh,
nice.
fun.
Oh, nice.
My best friend Donna, who was on last week's sprint, she loved Amish books to the point where now she can't stand them because she read so many, and she's like, I just need a break. She's like, I need to get out of the country.
Weird little anecdote about me. I grew up in an Amish community. I was not
Did
Amish.
you?
Yes. My town has about 3,000 people, and probably about 1,800 to 2,000 are Amish or so. 15. Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
It was interesting.
Wow. My brother was Amish and he left it. So yeah.
Wow.
Very interesting. That's cool
Yeah.
that I've never met anybody else who's like been in an Amish community other than my brother. But like they're to the point where like they dress that older way, I guess you would say, and they don't like modern things, and they're kind of against phones and different things like that. And I mean, honestly, a lot of what they believe in kind of sounds good.
Right.
It's
Sometimes
not-
like it doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, it sounds great. Like focusing on family and focusing on being present and
Yeah.
not being wasteful.
Yeah.
I mean, just like anything, there's some pros, and then there's some things that are a little more hard to understand.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the community, because like your bishop really determines your rules.
Yeah.
So like our bishop's older, so he's old fashioned, and so that they don't believe in doctors or hospitals. So we had a girl in my class that passed away when we were like in 6th grade because she had gotten pregnant. Like she was married, but what I'm saying is like they knew like she would probably have complications, but the midwife did what they could, and they're just like, well, it's God's will. And it's hard when you're that age, because I'm like, especially at that age, like when I was that young, because I'm like, well, God also made that hospital right over there.
Right. Right.
And you know, to each their own. They have very, you know, I'm not judging their beliefs. I'm saying that, you know, there's things that are great about it, and then there's things I'm like, oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother left it because he got divorced from one of the people who like that was their faith walk, and so like the community wasn't as accepting, I guess, of that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's hard, but that's interesting. That's cool to hear that you've grown up that way. All I know is that anything Amish is always good. The food, the furniture,
It's true.
all of it. It is good. They have Amish country in Ohio, and like the cookies are the size of your head, and I am about it.
Wow. Wow. That sounds awesome.
Furniture is amazing.
So Chris said, funny story. Elementary school was converted into an apartment complex. It looks like a castle. That is pretty
that's so cool.
It's pretty cool. So it's interesting that you said that because we have one that's like that as well in the town that I just moved from, the one that's about 30 minutes from here. Same thing. It was really cool. I loved the apartments.
I had a good friend in St. Louis that lived in a converted schoolhouse apartment.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love when they do that. There's a show on Discovery Plus called Who's Afraid of the Cheap Old House? They buy and reno really old houses, 1910 and older.
Okay.
And we did a church. See, that sounds awesome.
Oh,
so the house we're from was actually built in 1893, and it was one of the coolest houses. But my Atlanta, there's character, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad.
Maybe your heating and electric bill, I'm sure, was through the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Before I met him, I had a 3-story Victorian that's over 100, almost 100 years old. Well, it's 100 years old now. And my electric bill, I mean, I could run the air conditioner on Power Ranger, and it never got below 80 degrees in the summertime.
Yeah.
And our electric bill was always just
that's
huge.
a good point. It's such a large building, like even a Victorian home. That's a good point. You never think about utility
and
costs.
it's always, you freeze in the winter and you suffocate in the summer. And
Yep. Our last electric bill was $1,000.
Yeah.
So we were like,
that was pretty much the regular for us. So we moved into a 69 bungalow. That's, it's like nothing to heat, nothing to cool. And it's mid-century and delightful. So
wow.
On a houseboat.
I was going to say,
which is a tin can.
That is really cool.
That's crazy expensive. Wow. That sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you wouldn't think that, but I guess living on a boat, there are different things you have to think of than a house. Like, I guess it is harder to heat and cool, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, the houseboat is it's interesting. It just kind of depends on the day, and we're learning now because we've only been living here since January. So we're learning how to predict the things, and how to plan ahead for this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it has been a lot better. But there was I think it was 2 weeks ago that we literally had to go live at a friend's house because it was so hot here. And we had electrical issues. And it's you cannot live in here without an AC at all because it gets hot really fast if you don't have something moving air. And so we were
off the water and basically being in a tin can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what made you decide to move into a houseboat? Is it always been a dream of y'all's?
No, Cody's, yes. Mine, no. If you would have asked me at this time last year, I would have been like, no, you're crazy. But it was actually my idea, which is crazy, that we move on to the houseboat because I just realized, so we made the choice that I needed to stay home so that I can be a stay-at-home mom and so that I can homeschool Piper. And because of that, it was okay, so we have the one income household, which is fine until you live in a house where your electric bill's $1,000. And my husband was like, if I have to, basically he was going to have to, because he's a lineman. So he was going to have to go to a different state and work and then come back when he can. And we were like, that's not worth it. We could afford to live in this house, but then you're never here. Yeah. And I don't want my daughter to not see her dad hardly at all. Cause I had to grow up that way and I did not like that. And that's a big regret that I have. And so because of that, it was well, let's make this decision to move into the houseboat. That way we can actually save money. So he's still working the same thing, but he doesn't have to move away because he doesn't have to make the same amount of money, know? And so so we decided to do this. That way our goal is to actually own land and to have a little house on there.
That's awesome. I love that. Now, when you say a lineman, do you mean electricity? A lineman who does electric wire? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so
cool.
right under that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's just such a unique lifestyle. I love it. I think it's neat. I like it.
We have a great time. It really is. I mean, there's definitely a lot to learn, but we love it.
Yeah.
We have a great time.
I love it.
Ames books are everywhere. I was going to say, I'm not really sure. I know I've seen your name somewhere, but I don't know if we've ever talked. So hello. You're trying to decide if you want to do a TBR for this month or just mood read. The TBR games look fun, but I'm working on challenges and readathons. I already have so many books to work on. Yep. I agree. I love my TBR game, but sometimes I'm I might just need to make this an every other month thing or something because sometimes you want to mood read and TBRs can be a little tough if you're doing a game and then you feel like you have to stick to it, which I do. I'm a type A personality. I like to stick to things whenever the decision has been made. So I struggle in that area. From a psychologist's perspective, what do you think about the Blake Lively situation? I don't really know what we're talking about.
Oh, she's talking about It Ends With Us, how everybody's really upset because Justin Baldini, who's the director, is making it about the actual content, which is, I don't know if I can say it on here, like DA.
Right.
So, and then Blake Lively has been making it more like, come and see the fun new movie.
Like a rom-com-ish.
Personally, I love Blake Lively, and I don't think that she maybe realizes how she's coming off. And I don't even know if she's meaning to do it. I think she's trying to lure people in to watch it, thinking it's going to be rom-com-y to get the message across. You know what I mean? Like kind of bait and switch. But yeah, everybody is very upset about it. Everyone on BookTube and more has been talking about it. And it's actually caused the cast to break away from each other. And so the cast is doing a lot of publicity without Justin Baldini, who was the director. And then he's, I guess, refusing to do the next movie, It Starts With Us, because apparently Blake Lively has taken over a lot of the directing roles. So there's a lot of like drama. And then all of a sudden everyone hates Blake Lively. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't keep up with any of that stuff. I am like,
only
in my little bubble.
I only know because I scroll at night sometimes and I'm like, what? And then I like Blake Lively. So I obviously look her up enough on TikTok that TikTok is like, hey, do you know what's going on?
You probably know. Oh my goodness. I just lost where our comments were at. Sorry. Okay, hold on. There we go.
But to give her a question, to give her an answer, I don't think that what they're doing, promoting the movie as if it's going to be a soft, fluffy movie is very wise. No, I think that they should still keep to the message of the movie, that that's not okay, and really empower women who are in that situation, not just use them for entertainment.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and especially because that one is very heavy trigger warning. And if you don't know that going in, that could be really hard, you know, and I don't think that it could also seem very insensitive if you've been through that and then you see someone who's, you know, in that role in the movie, but then outside of the movie, they're almost portraying it as like, oh, you know, it's a light.
It's the spirit of the traveling pants. Wear your florals. Come on. Yeah. No,
I can see that being really hard.
Colleen Hoover, actually, if you read the author's note, it is the story of her real life. Her real parents. A lot of the scenes were depicted from her real life. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I think this question was directed, though, maybe at Sonia. Are you the psychologist, or are we just the psychologist minors? I
Don't know.
I think we all just sound like we could be.
We're smart.
You know? Yeah. We read a lot of cozy mysteries.
Yeah. We know things.
I mean, I only take the beautiful exercise questions. So I know so much about all that.
Oh my goodness. And then Chantel, I'm an ABD in psychology too. I have no desire to defend this dissertation. Fair enough. If you do a Disney princess thing, please tell me. I have an Ariel costume. You are going to be the most stunning Ariel too.
She would. I've often thought she could be an Ariel.
Right? I already had her in mind for that. She doesn't realize this, but I already had a plan for her to participate in this.
Well, there you go.
I was casting you already.
Right. You've already been voluntold, Amy. I have a OUAT Evil Queen costume. Okay. I'm not shocked that anybody.
What's OUAT? See, I don't know that. I don't know acronyms.
Once Upon a Time.
Yes. I was like, hold on a second. It's right there.
Love that show.
Yep. Are you girlies dressing up for Halloween? If so, as what?
I dress up every day. So
I do try to dress up on a regular basis.
Yeah, I was going to say, for Halloween, you're cute. I dress up every day.
I am dressing up as Belle for Halloween because I'm giving out books for trick-or-treaters. Because it seems like nobody wants the kids to have sugar as much because either they don't get sugar or allergies or all this stuff. So last year I did like some candy, but mostly like slap bracelets and all these other stuff. And the kids were going for all the non-candy stuff. I'm like, well, if I'm going to give out non-candy, I'm giving out books. So
are you going to sing "There's More Than This Provincial Life"? Are you going to sing?
So I got a Beast costume. My dog is going to be Beast.
I love it.
And so my husband's about 70% convinced to be Lumiere.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say. I love it though.
Yeah. So
I was going to see Gaston, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
So yeah, so it's gonna be so much fun. But I dress up. So.
I love
I
it.
have a taco costume because I love Mexican food, and it just goes over regular clothes. I just walk around as like a just giant taco. I've got a picture of it. I'll find it.
Please do. Please.
That's my dress up.
Well, I'm thinking about flying to Tiffany and us doing 2 different bells, and you have the blue and white, and I'll do the yellow ballroom.
There you go.
Do it.
Love it. Love it.
Do it.
Helen. So hello, found your channel thanks to Tiff, Stormy, Sonia, Sarah from the Sun Monday Sprints. So nice to find another cozy channel. Hello, so happy that you're here. And I watched Stormy's August wrap up and Tiffany's Scooby-Doo announcement. Both were great.
Thank you, Kim.
Yay.
I guess I didn't watch Stormy's August wrap up because a lot of people were talking about it on another thing, and I was like, I don't know what we're talking about. So, and I meant to do that, but I didn't watch it yet. So I need to. That poodle skirt is darling. Agreed.
It's amazing.
And so adorable. And go Cody for your fish.
What happened?
For your fish. I showed them
The
picture.
fish was pretty awesome. It is.
Yeah.
I almost didn't get him in myself. My shoulder's not healthy, so.
But you did great.
You were very excited to see it.
I'm
Yes.
just waiting to be invited to the fish fry. That's what I'm
Right.
over here.
She said potato salad.
I too.
Well, Leah can only bring plastic plates.
Well, what
I'm
kind
not
of
bringing
potato
food. We
salad?
know.
Okay, I'm gonna go, every time I get on here,
Sorry,
I get onto
Cody's
a
on
food
here too.
thing. Sorry. What kind of potato salad?
Ooh, that's a
My
good question.
mama's.
You have your 2 different kinds. Your mom.
I know. I don't do the German pit stop like the oily. I don't do that. I cook from the spirit because I was raised with great cooks, and B, it's getting mayonnaise, it's getting mustard, it's getting relish. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't do that. And lots of egg. I like a lot of egg in mine.
Sounds really good.
and
I
then-
love the egg in it too.
And Tiffany, a good dash of dill because that's my granny's will. Yeah.
I like it.
I love it.
Love that.
Stacy and Steph. So I'm not sure which one or if both of you guys are here, but hello. Hi, friends. Your reading this summer will be different and you're enjoying it. If you guys have not checked out their channel, they have a great channel as well.
I have a whole list of people I got to check out.
I know.
Still looking for my taco picture. Where is it?
You got 60 pages. Wow, that's actually still really fast
Pretty
in a 30-minute span. So you
I
may
know,
have
that
read
is-
us and read while we kept chatting.
Amazing.
Wish I could have.
That's really good. I'm embarrassed.
I
Don't
did
ask me
not.
to watch it next time.
I got quite a bit done, but I'm not sure. I think it was like I listened. Well, no, I probably listened to quite because I listened for 30 minutes and I listened at a 3 speed. So it would have been like 45 minutes. So that's how far I got in the book. It was good. I'm almost done with it.
That's
What are you reading?
Oh, that's cool.
Skeptic in Salem.
Oh yes.
And you made mac and cheese because of earlier comments and dumped my black tanks instead of reading. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everybody was
Sounds
about
good.
the mac and cheese.
Yeah. And Chantel, you're the one that lives in the RV.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what the black tanks is
Black
about.
tanks are. Mhm.
That's awesome.
what was it? 52% on the Southern Books Club Guide to Vampire Slaying.
I found it.
76.
Oh
I
my
don't know if you
goodness.
can tell that it's a taco. But
And
that picture is the only one I could find.
Wow.
That's funny.
Oh, here's my daughter. You said you had a Merida costume. This is hers.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
sweet.
gosh.
She's adorable.
I love it.
Adorable.
Love it. You read 20 pages of The Cat Who Could Read Backwards by Lillian Jackson Braun, right? Am I saying the last name right? Braun. Okay, it's a reread. I really missed the series. So many people have told me to read that series, and I'm like, that one's an investment because there are a lot of books. So
Someone in the
will.
comments was like, no dill.
No. Oh. That's
I
Well,
love
you're not.
We're dill people here, aren't we, friends?
I will be honest with you. I don't love dill either. That's just because I used to live in Russia for a short period and they put dill in everything.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Egg. It's disgusting. They put it on top of pizza.
I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
You're like, can I live there?
Although
I mean, we eat pickled pizza, so
it
you know.
sounds really gross, and I was like, no. But we go to this place where you can literally, it's like a
it's a gourmet
it's a buffet.
pizza buffet.
but you can ask them to make any type of pizza that you want.
Like
It doesn't
their
matter what it is.
Loaded baked potato pizza
So
is
good.
the best.
Wow.
Really good.
Yes, it's so
Dang.
good. But their pickle pizza, oddly enough, I was like, I'm gonna try this.
We gave it a
It's
shot. It
so
was really good.
Well, that was
I
at our
love
state
that.
fair this year. That was the big thing, was pickle
Yeah.
pizza. And they
Mhm.
had this
Right.
same dipping sauce they have for like fried pickles,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
some type of aioli. And like
Yeah.
everyone was standing in line. I think that people stood in line for over 2 hours for this
Yeah.
pizza.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that, but
Man.
if you have a way of getting the pizza without the 2-hour
Right.
line, do it because it is very
Yes.
good.
That sounds delicious.
I
And
know.
Kim says that she's pretty much Tiffany's twin as far as books go. So you must have good taste in books. So that means we're gonna
That's
get a little
right.
break, Kim. Team Logan, all right. Right.
Okay, I'm lost. What's the
You won't understand.
okay.
Emily was my grandma to a T. Cute.
Man,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it's not cute, but it's
She's her charm. She has her
yeah.
charm.
Hello for my creative corner of creation. I love that. Hello. That is so funny as someone who loves the Hannah Swenson series, but the movies are something I cannot get into. Really? Well, see, I haven't read the books, so that might be why. But so a fun fact about me for those that don't know is I absolutely, with every fiber of my being, hate love triangles.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Welcome to my world.
You basically hate every romance book known to man.
That's
I
probably why I
despise love
love
triangles.
romance books.
Yikes. You
Yeah.
wouldn't like that guitar either. I'm stressed.
No. So
Another
there
reason
was
not to read that for me. Mm-mm.
Curveball ruined me.
Dude,
Yes.
that's the most epic love triangle of any series ever. Is
I
that
just
guitar?
can't
pick.
do
Okay,
it.
that's an oxymoron. Epic and love triangle do not go together.
Oh,
There's nothing epic about it.
Yeah.
I agree.
also Fourth Wing.
You cannot put people through that. You have to make a choice. Get off the bus, choose somebody.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people do hate Gilmore Girls for that reason. They're like, the
Yeah.
love triangle is stressful.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, maybe it was just me growing up, but I feel like I never had a multitude of men interested at one time. So I'm like, that just doesn't seem like reality.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, everyone's like, oh, the love triangle. I'm like, wouldn't you be so blessed to have that people interested in you? Like,
Let's get
I
back
don't
to
see the problem. Like, wow.
It's not fun to be the person who has that either. I mean,
Yeah.
romance books make it look like, she has two men fighting over who, but it really is not a good situation. It gets very ugly and confusing and hurtful, and no.
Yeah. And that's something I can say with the Hannah Swenson series that I don't love. So like when my friend Donna and I watched this together, we just bicker the whole time about the fact that there's a love triangle. And because like I think we're on episode 5 now. And so this is like almost 2 years since the beginning, and it's still going on.
Are you talking about the
and they just kind of talk about it. I'm like,
so Maddie, I can say this with absolute authority. Do not read the series.
okay, because it's in there.
Well, so in the series, it's still a love triangle, and we're on book 31 or something. And I would have said,
grow up, guys, come on.
I would have said, and I'm like you, I cannot stand love triangles. And there was a point where it could have ended and it didn't, and I just felt like she missed an opportunity, and that makes me even more frustrated.
Yeah.
She didn't ask me my opinion on how she should write it. I get that.
How dare her?
Right? I mean, she should have consulted at least, but
I mean, you are like the LeVar Burton of cozies. Come on.
I love it.
That's her love language.
I love it. Yeah, so that's like if there's a series, and let's say it does have 30 books. If there's a love triangle for the first 5, okay, sure, I'll push through. I'll get there. But when you can drag that out, I'm just like, that just says volumes about the 3 involved in this triangle at that point.
Somebody
I'm like,
needs to cut bait and run.
Are healthy at this point.
Well, you would really like A Dark and Stormy Murder, because the only love triangle that slightly even emerged ended in the first book, right? Like it was a possibility and they took it away. So
as it should.
Yeah, they dangled it to you and then they took it away. So yeah,
I'm okay with that.
No, Cody, this is for you. I'd cut bait and run.
Yeah. Right.
This has a love triangle either, though. So maybe you would
It
like
doesn't.
that. Yeah,
Or it
I
doesn't.
think that she's just pretty sold out for one guy, but he's forbidden. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. You never know. And then I don't like the ones. Okay, we're gonna get on a little tangent. Sorry. I don't like the ones where you're like, oh, they're definitely invested in each other.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden somebody comes from the side at like the last part of the second book, and you're like, squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, you're interested. Like, just move on from the first one then.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know?
so I have a show that just makes me so stressed. Have you ever seen Smallville?
Yes, but it's
That-
been not the
that
whole time.
is a horrible love triangle gone awry. And that
Oh,
actually
yeah.
happened. She's like all about him. And then all of a sudden Lex Luthor, and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating for so
No.
many seasons.
No, I feel like at that point, and this is probably, I'm really sorry if this is like offensive to anybody. I don't mean to be, but I feel like at that point it becomes lazy writing where you're like, I just need to try and get people interested. So let me just throw this in there instead of just creating something that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when I feel like when authors won't, they've painted themselves into or written themselves into a corner where they've written so many books as a love triangle that if they pick a camp, they're going to alienate one side or the other. And so I feel then they keep that going. And I'm like, that's not a reason to do that. Just don't do it from the
Murder
start.
women, please.
And you haven't,
Move on.
They also, if in a love triangle, I've noticed that the main character girl doesn't have as much depth to her character because they just assume that she's desirable because so many people want her. So like her intrigue is like her entire character. So it is lazy in that respect that they don't give her more of a character.
Yeah.
They just, we just know she's great. Everyone wants her. Like, is she though? She's not.
So I wonder if that would be the difference between like a male or a female author.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've
Very
never thought about that.
possibly.
But I was thinking like, okay, I don't like these books anymore, but I loved them when they came out. Twilight, where there is that, but then she does choose the camp. But then I do have to say, but then Stephanie Meyer's made it a little weird whenever Jacob chose a camp, and it was a very odd camp. But
Yes.
at least one was chosen. You know
I
what I
do
mean?
feel like that was probably at the time pretty groundbreakingly gross whenever that all happened.
Yeah,
I
we're all like, oh,
yeah.
go in
I
there. Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably the most classic love triangle trope ever.
That was the one that I was like, I don't know how to explain this. Like when I knew, to me, it wasn't really a love triangle because I knew who she was going to choose. So I didn't have the problem with it as much as I do with the emotional war that's going on in love triangles. Because if there's not a clear choice, to me, she was like her and Edward. Boom, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Jacob was like a distraction.
I also read the first book and the last book because the rest of it was
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
She's tried to come back with a new book that sort of ties in, I think, with the same thing. And I think it kind of
She has an incredible book that I rarely hear people talking about. It's called The Host.
I was just about to bring that one up. Okay, but I can say like the first 100 pages of that are so dry. But then when you get past them, the rest of the book, stunning.
Wait, wasn't there a movie made from
Yes,
that?
and it was. I don't recommend that either. Don't put that on my list.
Maybe that's why I never got the book because the movie sucked.
Yeah,
Don't put that in my book. No,
It's got that. Yes, it's got that girl from the Lovely Bones in it.
Sorcery Rainin, I think it's her name.
Love triangle.
You just see the audio clip of Leah saying, because that movie sucked. And just you don't like a movie because that movie sucked.
My friend, she makes fun of me because when I get really excited, I'll get like a manly, deep voice. Like my Facebook was hacked recently, and I wrote her when I got it back. I literally had to submit my driver's license to get into my Facebook because it got so hacked and shut down. It was insane. Wow. So then I sent her a message, and I'm like, I'm back. And she's like, why do you sound like an old man?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, I don't know either. It's just
my goodness.
You.
Okay, I feel like we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're almost to the end of the comments.
Well,
your TV subscription and news this month, specifically for the Hallmark Channel mysteries. Binge the Flower Shop series this weekend. I need to. That's a show, I'm assuming, since we're talking about TV.
It is. It's a book series by Kate Collins. It's a Hallmark movie series that the Brooke Shields is the main character.
Okay. Yep.
Mm.
Sweet.
Gonna have to watch that. We love Friendly TV because he
Mhm.
also loves Hallmark movies. I know.
I'm a
I
sucker.
got a good one.
That's
I know.
awesome.
I'm a sucker.
My husband will never watch them. Good for you.
Yeah. Well, I was like, you don't have an option. So, and then he's like, all right.
I don't mind them.
Yeah.
They're good. You know what you're getting. I like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
That's what I love. That's what I love.
That's the hard part nowadays. Like books, movies, TV shows.
Yeah.
Most of it's just garbage, littered
It's
with
true.
more garbage that's topped with a lot of garbage. So
Mm.
it's like,
I mean,
at least I know what
in
we're doing.
Hallmark, you know she's going to leave the big city executive to get with
Right.
the Christmas tree farm guy. I mean, you just
100%. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
yes, because I would love the Christmas tree farm.
One of my
So,
favorite
that's-
ones was, what was it? It was the Christmas window.
Yes.
It was where
I
she
don't
was a
remember
part
what
of
it's
the
called.
business, and they had
Very
to do
cute.
like the Christmas window displays.
They were
It
having
was-
a challenge.
it's
It was a guy and a
fantastic.
girl. They had to compete against like the new,
Yeah.
you know how in New York they have the
Oh,
huge.
and they lock themselves in the department
Yes!
store.
Yes.
It's so
That is
good.
really
I'm going to look that up. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I could not remember what it's called, but it is very cute. If I do ever remember, I'll let you guys know because that one was very cute.
See, I've watched one Hallmark movie and I just feel like I saw them all.
Is
So,
it Window Wonderland?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good.
Very
And
good.
then there was another one that you had watched here not too long ago. It was with that redheaded, used to be a crackhead girl.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan. That was on
Lindsay
Netflix.
Lohan.
Yeah.
that's-
now, did
I
you
love
guys
how we
see?
got there to crackhead.
Did you see
Come
A
on.
Christmas Vintage? It was
Christmas-
in a winery.
That sounds
Did you
really
see this
familiar.
one?
I have not
Yes,
seen that one,
yes,
but I know
well,
of it.
never mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
this was filmed 20 miles from my house.
Oh,
wow.
look
That
at
is so
you
cool.
die in a
That's
book.
awesome.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Tiffany died
this,
in the book.
this
You
is
were-
where Dan and I spent yesterday. This is where we went. We go here to just like walk around and stuff. It's a beautiful place. It's right on the
That's
Missouri River. But they filmed it there in Herman, Missouri.
Wow. Is that the only
Awesome.
one that you ever watched?
I haven't watched it, to be honest, because I've already watched the one. Like, I'm spent. I already know everything.
Funny.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Okay. All right. So
Let's see.
Hallmark has a streaming service, Hallmark Movies Now. That's what we have. I have
yeah.
the Broward
Mhm.
County online library card, and you can check out the Hallmark streaming for a week at a
I
time.
didn't even think
Oh,
about doing
yeah.
that.
I knew that we could do that. I just always forget. So I'm not tech savvy when it comes to stuff like that.
Hoopla and Libby or whatever.
I know probably exactly how y'all imagine me. I think that that's probably correct. Not just you, Tiffany. We're all chatting during the actual sprints. There you go.
That's so funny.
I know.
That's how my mom is. She used to read Amish books all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, we were talking about
Amish,
Donna.
Amish books.
Okay. There should also be a dating app for crafters. There we go.
There we go. Hey, this is also a really good. I don't think it's Hallmark. I don't know, but it's called the Christmas card and it's Hallmarky.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put that
Have
on
to
the
hop
list.
off, but keep me updated on this bookish dating site. Yep. We'll make sure that she's signed up. We'll use her as the
Book
first profile.
Book match.
You get a free trial.
Sounds
Yeah.
like that was
It was. You
And
missed
we
it.
are we can be the people who match people up. That would be so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Actually, so fun fact, before I knew Cody, I used to live down in Texas, and I was involved like in like a college youth group sort of thing. And there was like, it was huge though. Like there was lots and lots of us. And I had a knack for two things. One, the amount of couples I set up and that are still married to this day is insane. And just so y'all know, I was single through all of this. Like I had nobody. No, okay. So I had people pining for me, but the ones that were pining, I didn't pine for as well. And so they would ask me on a date. I would say no. Then the next person they asked, they ended up getting married to. That happened 5 times in a row. Not even kidding.
So it's like that one book by Abby Jimenez, just for the
Yeah.
summer. You were the real life version of it.
Yeah. So it took me moving to Arkansas and becoming a completely different person, I suppose. I don't know. But then Cody was like, okay, we can get married.
I can get on with you. That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
My husband forbid me to match anybody up because none of my matches ever work.
Okay. So you cannot help on that end of the
I
day.
can't.
If it's not effective, then they won't let us keep it.
Gotta be
I'll
effective.
just be I'll just watch.
Okay.
I'll do the marketing for our book site. That's
There
it.
you go. I love it. I love it. Kim, your daddy lived on his 27 sailboat for about 1.5 years while he worked in
27 foot.
Jacksonville. Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool. I couldn't live on a sailboat. Those are much smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty small.
Yeah. If I had someone to drive, I would love to full-time live and travel in an RV or converted van.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool once we don't have 2 massive dogs and a toddler or a
Yeah,
4-year-old.
Jordan did that from Bookish Gym, or
Yeah.
she lived on an RV for like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
That would be really cool.
Cramped with my mama was there and really cramped when I went down. He finally changed jobs and came back to Georgia. Yeah, I bet. I truly couldn't imagine living in anything smaller than what we have. Like we
Right.
have
I think we
pretty
have
small.
like 700 square foot. It's not. It's about the size
That's
of
not bad.
No, yeah, there's like a downstairs. You can't stand up in it. Our
Yeah.
daughter can barely stand up in it, but there is a downstairs, so
Yeah.
that's where her bedroom is and stuff.
If
so.
you squat like really
Yeah.
lowly.
Yeah, Cody has to crawl on his knees because he's so tall.
pretty much.
Oh, we were talking about her.
Party. My daughter had a volleyball game tonight, finally getting settled to read solo. I don't know that one, but I hope that you're enjoying it.
Please
And
try and
how did the
pronounce
volley?
It
No.
was her white. It was her
Name?
Fred role. She was excited because she got Fred, so she was reading that.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Laura.
See, Laura hasn't been able to do silent reading club with me because her children have all these sports things. I'm like, tell
Well,
your
it
kids
sounds
to
like her
quit doing
children have
things so we can hang out.
That's me. My kids have basketball, softball, soccer.
Yeah, I'm like, no,
Man.
mommy's gonna have her own life. You can't.
Yeah.
I have
We
twin
don't know
nephews.
a lot of sports.
I have twin nephews, and I'm the best auntie in the world. So I understand because this is their senior year, and I've been already to 3 football games, a scrimmage, a play practice. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We haven't had to do any of that yet. Praise the Lord.
No.
But
I got 2 years on you, sweetheart.
fair.
Well,
I took my dog to the dog park.
Staggered.
Oh.
They play not all at the same time because
Yeah.
I think basketball won't even start until like November. So we just have it's all staggered. It's on the same time. But that's cool that you're such a great auntie. I love
I
that.
am a good auntie.
I love that.
I love it.
And they know it. They bring me. One of them works at the movie theater, and they bring me like these huge vats of popcorn because I love
That is
popcorn. It's my
awesome.
favorite snack.
Love it.
It's
Love
my
it.
dream job.
I was gonna say that would be a dream job to just be the person that gives out the popcorn and eats it.
Right?
I like that.
If you get paid for eating popcorn, sign me up because
Oh.
I worked at an
I
ice
would be
cream.
a hard worker.
Yeah. I worked at an ice cream giant diner as like the shift manager, and I like gained so much weight within the first couple of months because during my downtime I would just eat ice cream all day.
So funny.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That I mean, I would seriously be employee of the month.
Right.
Same.
I would eat up all the profits.
Yes. Yeah. There.
They
I always
would.
said about working at a bookstore. They'd like give out checks, and they're like, "And Tiffany, you owe approximately $207."
Yeah. You're gonna have to keep working for the
Your
next
check
10 years.
just went to your tab.
Oh my goodness.
I found out today while I'm bragging about being a good auntie. The high school is doing the Finding Nemo musical, and my nephew Benjamin got the part of Marlin. So he's had the lead.
Oh,
Last year
I
he
didn't
had the
know
lead. He had the lead in the Adams Family, and he was Gomez Adams, and he was
Oh, wow.
incredible.
That's
That is awesome.
amazing.
And I wrote I had a shirt that says Gomez's creepy auntie.
Aw, I love
The
it.
pictures were so cute. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I love
Well,
that.
congratulations. That is really cool.
I
That
know,
is
I'm so excited. So now I have to find something fishy to wear.
Tell him all your friends he doesn't know on BookTube. Say congrats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a
pretty
big deal
awesome.
on the book too.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend was Morticia, and he was Gomez, and
Oh,
it was
that's even
so
better.
cute.
That is perfect.
That's
wow.
cool. Okay, so I forgot you were going to be on tonight. That is okay. I'm so happy that you're here.
We've mentioned you a few times, Stormy.
Yes, we conjured you up.
Yeah, that's true. Your camper band's name is
Ondine.
Ondine.
Undine, and she's 30 years old. Wow, she's almost as
so
old
cool
as
that
Erin.
you live in a. I
Perks
love
for
that.
weird names.
Oh, she was almost as old as I'm gonna be this month.
Is that place Stevie B's? Okay, now hold on. I'm trying to remember what we're talking about.
Probably the place to get pickle pizza.
Oh, if that's what we're talking about, no. It's
it
called
is
Larry's Pizza.
It's
I
a-
love when somebody can remember what we were all talking about way back then. Like I always get those messages, and it's been like so long since we've talked about that, and then I'm panicked. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, and I'm like,
All
we've
I
been
can think
chatting
about
for
is
almost
pizza.
3 hours, and I'm like, I don't know what we talked about then because we've covered a lot of ground tonight,
I
ladies.
just seen the deal and remembered the pizza.
And then
so
with
funny.
Tiffany,
I love
I'm turning into a pumpkin. Oh, have a good night, all. This was fun. So, how funny. All right, yeah, we're almost to the end of these, and then we're going to sign off. I don't have enough energy to do another sprint, but I could see getting into the movies. If you haven't read the books, it is just too different for me, and it bothers me. Yeah, that's something that I've heard a lot. And read, done, and dusted, and Maddie, no love.
All right. I'm just going to do a quick picture because I know people that this is them.
Oh, they look amazing.
I love that.
They were great. I'm done.
Great.
I'm not going to be
I
that
love it.
anti.
You can brag all day long.
Yes, do it. Never had multiple love. Hold on. Never had multiple guys, but I like love triangles. I just can't.
So
All right.
what
Hate
is-
love triangles too.
So I need somebody, because I do this pretty much every time. Like, what is the favorite love triangle book? Hopefully without all the smut stuff, and I'll read it. I'll try.
Love triangle book.
There's a lot of cozy mysteries that have love triangles, and Cody, I know you enjoy cozy
That's true.
mysteries.
That is true, but I mean,
Now,
not
he's
all of
particular
the
still.
cozy mystery have the triangles. So
Well,
No,
Hannah
thank you,
Swenson
Jesus,
does.
because I wouldn't read
You know
them.
I mean, the best of all time.
are you
The
a love
Avatar.
triangle person? You like the love triangles?
I do not.
No.
I do.
I don't think.
You
Yeah, I
do.
think Leah's the
Okay,
only
so
one that
what's
does.
what,
I'd like it. Yeah. The best book for me that I've seen that trope in is probably A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a huge series.
Right. I was
Sorry.
like, that's
I'm not
investment.
doing it.
He's just finishing Wheel of Time. He's like, I'm done
Can
now.
you
Yeah.
think of a cozy
Phenomenal.
mystery that is really good but has a love triangle in it?
Is Brie Baker's like the one, what's it called? Live and Let Try. Does that have a love triangle?
No.
No. Okay. I'm trying to think. Which one does have a love triangle?
I know
Oh.
Maddie Day. I don't know if the whole series does, but Flipped for Murder.
Yeah,
Oh, the
the
country
first
store.
country
The
store has one.
Which so when I saw that, I was like, I'm not reading the second. But that one did have one, so that was. But it was cute. It was cute.
I'm
What
going
am I
to think
thinking?
on that, and I'm going to
Yeah.
get back
Think
to
about it.
you through your wife.
Like I said, it's kind of one of those. I asked somebody what should I dive into in cozy mystery, so
And
I got
Hannah-
like two good favorites.
Yeah,
so I
Hannah
read
was the
them.
one who said it, and now he's obsessed with Cozy Mysteries.
That's
I
amazing.
sent you a few lists.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
For your
still
wife,
looking
so-
at all of them.
Yeah.
I'm
It has
still looking at all
nothing
of them.
to do with love triangles, but an excellent book that I find a lot of guys like is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. It's a sci-fi book, and it is
Oh yes.
I'm pretty sure
phenomenal.
I read it.
Yes.
I don't think you've read
Is
it, but
that
that
the
one
one
looks
with,
really good.
That's Pullman. Is it Pullman that wrote that?
No, it's a Blake Crouch.
Romance.
And when you get done reading it, there is a Hulu adaptation.
Okay.
It's like a series. Is it on
Dark
Hulu or
Matter.
Apple TV? Yeah, it
Mhm.
actually has it as like a series that you can watch. It was so good. Yeah.
It
Gotcha.
looked really
I was
good.
thinking of his Dark Materials. That's what I was trying.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then
That's-
then
I
if
read
you
that.
want,
Yeah, the Golden Compass series or whatever.
I was gonna say every love triangle I think of is a series, so that's so mean.
It's accurate.
There's no standalone.
I mean,
so
I've been reading The Wheel of Time, but let's see here. That wasn't as big of a love triangle. Now, Way of Kings had a pretty big love triangle, but pretty
Okay,
well.
I'm looking. I'm gonna
I
just
was gonna
search.
say, I don't
I'm a
think
high fantasy.
he is.
I like high fantasy.
And
That's
Tiffany,
mine.
how have you not turned into a pumpkin yet? Because you're like,
I'm impressed by her.
I usually go to bed at 9:30. I took a nap because I knew that this was until 8.
fair enough.
I feel like I
Right.
took a pill. this
Listen,
morning.
I am in bed at 9 o'clock. You'll see me start to fade, and by 9:30, I'm not with y'all. So
Yeah.
I got one up in between
You're doing so
supper and
good.
getting home. I
I'm
took a
doing
nap.
so good. I'm
I mean, it's 11 o'clock where she is right now.
Is
It's
it
11 where
yeah.
I am too. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
Oh
Eastern.
wow.
I haven't seen this time. I mean, even on New Year's, we went out to eat, and then the Uber driver's like, "Where are you going?" We're like, "Home. It's 9 p.m. What are you talking about?"
It's time for bed.
Clearly.
It's like party night for Tiffany. She's gonna have a hangover tomorrow.
Oh, rough. That'll be rough. All right. Well, you can blame me. It's fine. I'll take it. I'm so happy you're here.
I've had so much fun.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay, I've got it. I've got it. I've got the book.
Okay.
It is it's not high fantasy, but it's teetering the line, and it is Heartless Hunter.
Heartless.
And the love triangle, you're rooting for both of them, and you're very conflicted. It is excellent. Now,
I will find it.
bear with the first 70 pages because she's a little slow moving, this train, but it gets really good. Yeah.
Hey, I'm used to 12, 14, book series with over 1,000 pages a piece, so I think slow's okay.
Okay, well then you're just gonna eat this up in like a day. You will
Well,
love
he listens to it
Probably,
on audiobook, so he'll get through 70 pages in like 15 minutes. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then so the next book to this is coming out very soon. I think in February. I'm gonna look.
There you go.
Yeah. So
what's funny is I was so team Edward, but now I'm total team Jacob. Yeah, I was never team Edward.
Edward has weird features.
Even in the book, I'm like, you're just kind of creepy, but that's okay.
I was a team Jasper. Jasper's a beast.
That's true. I did love Jasper.
Jasper, for sure.
Yeah. And apparently you're very funny.
I'm funny? No.
He's like, no one laughs at me. You have to get the Hallmark app so you can track your movies. Oh, that's so smart.
That is a good idea.
Sonia's shaking her head, and I am laughing as I know she is not a Hallmark fan.
So funny.
He doesn't like love. Love triangles. Love Hallmark.
And it's funny because you're like, it's so predictable. We read cozy mysteries.
Yeah.
They're kind of the same thing.
Right, it's all the same.
It's
He
so
basically told everybody to find a pet and don't fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Good night, Amy. Going to
Amy,
catch
I hope you get to feeling better.
I do too. It's so funny. She's actually like 2 hours behind me. So let me see. It's 10 o'clock here, so it's 8 o'clock there, and it's like, oh, you're going to bed earlier than all of us. Sorry.
I could never go to bed that early. I would struggle.
I could.
That's my dream.
You and me both.
So true. Oh, hello. How are you?
Hi.
You always lately you have a way of popping in right whenever we're about to sign off. But it is so good to see you, Christine.
I love how everyone thinks I'm Wendy. I love it.
Yes, I'm sorry. So this is not Wendy. Wendy had she had a bad headache, vertigo sort of stuff going on. And so Leah decided that she would love to join my channel.
We're besties, so me and Wendy, one and the same. We're one person. It's fine.
Yeah. So like you said, they're pretty interchangeable. So I just didn't get to change the show notes because it was like we had nothing going on right up until it. But yeah.
Hey, I'm here to support my friend's channel so she gets more followers.
Oh yeah. Remember to hydrate and like the hug button. Yep.
You're awesome.
Have 3 cats. My goodness. Hello, Stormy. You worked at a movie theater in high school. Wow. We got free popcorn and soda if we bought our own containers. Plus, we and our family got free admission. That sounds like
I would have never have left. I would never.
I was working at the wrong place.
Right.
Dang. The ice cream diner. Gosh.
On Dean, a silky mermaid. Okay, you had told me this before, and I still forgot.
Okay. It's coming to me. That's a movie with Colin Firth from a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
It's on a siren book about a girl being like a silky or I guess it's a silky, but I think it's like a siren or something. I remember that now.
That sounds good.
Google.
Bye. You're so welcome for the chat. I hope that you sleep well, and we will talk to you, I guess, next time.
Bye, Cassie.
And she says, hi, Leah Beth. Whoops.
I do not care. I would love to be mistaken for Wendy. She's the best.
Yeah, it could be worse, Dark Matter was amazing. There's a love triangle in the Well of Ascension.
Oh, I haven't got to the Well of Ascension yet. Got the first one, but I'm waiting on the second.
Tiffany. I love that your husband reads. My husband would not read any. Actually, he read Throne of Glass, the first book, and he's like, it's so unrealistic. I'm like,
that's why it's fantasy.
A female assassin. What are you like?
Yeah.
Not for women. I don't know.
Well, he's just got to figure out what he likes to read.
Well, I think Cody just realized if I want to be able to talk to my wife, I probably need to read because that's all I talk about.
But now I've surpassed and we can't talk about anything.
Yeah.
Because now he's like, 5
need you
books
to
ahead of
hurry
me,
up and
and then
read these books.
That's crazy. That's what I do to my friends. Like usually I'll audiobook and they're reading with their eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get up, get on with it. Come on.
Yeah.
I like tandem reading.
Mm-hmm.
I can
I
read
enjoy
books.
tandem
You don't tandem read often.
I love tandem reading. It does add an extra element. I feel like you understand and remember the story more.
Yeah, it's easier for me because I tend, especially like if there's dual characters or like, well, not characters, point of views, and then if they have very strange names, then if I'm reading it with my eyes, I will get stuck on the name every single time, which will take me so much longer to get through. And if I'm listening to it, then I will get very confused with who it is. And so I need to have both of those things. Otherwise, I'm like, nope, can't do this. I have no idea what's going on.
Is there in that? Yes, but it's very PG.
Does he like?
Yeah, it's very fast.
Does he like fantasy?
My husband?
Yeah.
No, not particularly. He likes Agatha Christie. So he likes.
I love that. Yeah, sounds like a good man.
Yeah, he likes classic. He likes Is it Dorian Gray? The Portrait of Dorian Gray?
Yes, I read it last year. Love it.
Yeah, he's more of a classics guy. So I feel like I'm not as. I love classics, but my attention span is not so great for that. So yeah, he's better. So we just need to find a fantasy he would really enjoy. And I told him to try it. I don't know if you guys have read this, but Red Rising.
Yes.
We haven't read that yet, but it was my mom just. Oh, you did. Okay, my mom has read it too, and she's like, "You have got to read this one." So yeah, I will be.
And then what was the other one? There was another one by Martha Wells that I read that was also pretty good. The language was awful, but I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Oh no.
Way of Kings. You need to get him into the Way of Kings.
The Way of Kings.
The Way of
I'm
Kings.
gonna write that down. By the way, I thought I was charging my phone this whole time, but I wasn't. I just realized
my battery is so low still. Yeah, how funny.
It's just never plugged it in. The Way of Kings.
The Way of Kings. That is something that would probably get him into fantasy.
Okay.
It's almost like historical fantasy.
Oh, it's Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
No wonder.
No, it's not.
Good. Okay. Although I will say, I read Tress on the Emerald Sea and Don't Come For Me. I did it. I DNF'd.
You didn't like it?
No.
You DNF'd it?
Okay, you can leave.
Oh my God.
She's going to divorce you, girl. You out.
But here's the thing. I think I read it at the wrong time. So I'm willing to revisit it. I soft DNF'd it. I just never came back to it. And I couldn't, in my mind, I feel like for me, sometimes it's hard to imagine things like the spores being the water. It was just, it was hard to imagine. So maybe I just need to go back and like really turn on my brain and like get there somehow.
Well, and that's when I highly recommend tandem reading as well, because the audio is amazing for it. It's weird at first because like it is a man doing the voice of Tress, and so you're like, this is a little off-putting. But you get used to that, and but then once these other characters are introduced down the line, they're so phenomenal that you're like, I'll put up with the Tress thing because the rest.
I got as far as the talking rat and like a little bit more of the escape plan and a little bit more happened. And I do love the maybe prolonged love story that might be happening with the cups and whatever. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't good. I just couldn't imagine it. So I struggled. So I just need to go back and read it.
That's it.
I was waiting for Maddie's earrings to come out.
I couldn't even back that up.
As soon as she said don't come after me, I was like, oh no, this isn't gonna go well. Oh no.
But as a whole, I really do like Brandon Sanderson. I've heard lots of great things, and I think Mistborn, right, is his as well. And so I know that he's like the king of fantasies. Like, is it fantasy, sci-fi, all of it? Yeah,
all of it. Because you'll get into some of it, like a lot of his books. After you read Way of Kings, are going to tie in. Like this one character does a lot of. Well, I can't say it. Anyway,
are there like cameos?
There's a lot of cameos. Yes, that's
okay. I like that idea. Okay.
All across different universes, or it's the same universe, but like different planets, different everything.
Kind of like Marvel.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
So once you get into reading Brandon Sanderson, I think I've read like 30 of his books, and they're all really starting to.
It was the wrong sprint to say I DNF'd Tress on the Emerald Sea.
No, I can't. There was a
Read
couple
the
of,
room, Leah.
there was a couple books that I wasn't a big fan of, but most of them was pretty. But again, I'm high fantasy.
But this is your favorite one of his, you would say?
That is, I have not. I'm getting ready to start his last 3 books in the Wheel of Time, so I can't say it's my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's a really, really good series. And then there's 5 in that series right now, 3 books, and then 2 novellas, and then the last series is coming out in December.
Sonia, you have been to several of my lives and on my sprints and like commenting and stuff. And if you don't, do you remember how many times I've said, Cody, every time you get on here,
If
we
you
always
get me
talk
on it,
about
I'm going to talk
Wheel
about
of Time?
Hey, I haven't
Probably
talked
every
about it.
sprint that I've been on, I've heard you guys talk about the Wheel of Time.
No, not you guys.
Well, I'm sorry. Every
Okay.
rerunning. Okay, every sprint that I have been to, Cody has talked about Wheel of Time.
Yes.
Dude, have you
But
met?
that's okay.
Wendy?
That's okay, honey. Baby, you love what you love. You love what you love. Talk about it. Be passionate about it. Embrace it. Put it on a pedestal. You do what you do.
I
honey.
will.
I love it.
There's a guy at my church, and he is like, I don't know, like an older dad with like grown girls in college. And he was like, hey, did you guys read that book, Fourth Wing? And he like borrowed it from us. Like, and he actually reads like fantasy that's like romantasy. And it just,
Wow.
we
I
did
did
not
not you wouldn't expect that.
No, not at all. And he was like,
Interesting.
bring it to church. And like we did it like in a concealed way because like everybody has their opinions about it at church. And so like we gave it to him like a drug deal on this bag. It was just so funny. And I'm like, do you know how much stuff is in that book?
Like, here's your bag of spice, sir.
No, I was gonna say, really, jeez.
No.
So it cracked me up. So
my
everybody has
God.
their thing that you might not even expect they like what they like. And it's
Right.
kind of-
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Chantel said this.
isn't
Hold
that
on.
as-
Chantel said this. That's why I had to stop the audio and read with my eyes for the Cottage tales. I knew that Sonia would understand this one. The animals talking too made the audio confusing. I can
Mhm.
agree with that. If you're only
Yeah.
listening to the audio, then you do need to at least have the physical in front of you. So the Cottage tales is based off of Beatrix Potter, and it is the cutest little series. I love it. That's what Sonia and I really connected over, and now like we just have become better friends because of it. But
I
yes.
think with the Cottage Tales, I don't want to take a lot of time because I know it's getting really late, but I think with the Cottage Tales, the audio for me is done by a performer who does the voices so differently that
Yeah.
I have listened to and read all the way to book 8. So the first 2 books, I can understand what you're saying there about the animals being confusing, but once you start listening to it, it's always the same voice for each creature. So
Yes.
then eventually it's like, okay, I know that's the badger. I know that's from the just the inflection and the actor.
Well, that's true. That's how it kind of was in Legends and Lantes. I tandem read that too, and they did the different voices, and by a while, what's
Right.
happening.
Who's who?
It doesn't have as many characters and creatures though as the Beatrix Potter does. It really it is character heavy because you have both human and creature,
Mm-hmm.
and it cross hatches.
Yeah, but it's cute. It's really, really cute. But it is good that it is the same narrator, because when they switch narrators, sometimes it gets very confusing. And
that's fighting words for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chantel says Wheel of Time was amazing. So you got that going for you. Fourth Wing was 2. I need to read the sequel.
I mean, do you though? Because it really wasn't that great.
I was gonna say I actually
did not love it.
yeah,
You
I
read it,
started
right?
no, I read the first one and I
Yeah.
was like, this is really good.
And then you read
And then the
second
more I
one.
sat with it, the more I was like, okay, these are probably fighting words, but I actually didn't like it as much as I thought that I did. And then I had the second one because I was like on a waiting list at the library. I finally got it and I picked it up and I was just looking at it and I started reading the first couple of chapters and I was like, just not interested.
It
So I didn't read it.
was a struggle to get through.
I heard
Like
a
I
lot.
was so. It almost made the first book not as. People are going to come at me. It made the first book not as good because the character changed, and you thought the integrity of one of the main characters was so much better, and then it wasn't. And I don't know. It wasn't. I heard that she was very rushed to make it like a 2-month writing process, and you could tell that there was a lot. There were so many characters thrown in there was actually a lot of people complained there was so much backstory missing. There were these huge gaps that she never filled in. And so, yeah, I
Sounds
didn't
more like
love it.
Caravel, whatever.
Yes, I've heard that about that too. Oh my gosh, I hate Once Upon a Broken Heart. I hated that book.
I have never read it. I want to, but I've never read it because I loved Caraval, the first one. I did not like the second two.
The first one was
That's before this series. I think I was supposed to read the Caraval first and all of that before Once Upon a Broken Heart. But when I got there, it was just the worst.
Yeah.
Chantel says that she's starting number 5 of Cottage Tales tomorrow.
Sweet.
I hope that you love it. Okay, never heard of it. And then I see you say, what is Cottage Tales? So Cottage Tales is the Cottage Tales of Beatrix Potter, who is the author of a lot of different children's books, but the main one that most people remember is Peter Rabbit. So this is following her, obviously not really, it's fictitious, but it is her and her writing, but she is living in this town where things keep happening and she has to all of a sudden start solving murders. And so while the humans are solving the murders, the animals are also solving murders, and they don't talk to each other because they don't understand each other, but we can hear what the animals are saying, and it's super cute. And I just love that it's like you see the quirks where all of a sudden she's talking about like this animal and you're like, oh, you're referencing one of the books that she wrote. That's really cool. She's getting
the setting and the different names of the cottages and the houses and the town and the people in the town are actually historically accurate. It is historically correct.
Yeah.
It starts when her fiance dies, which he does. She buys a farmhouse, and that's the first one. So all of those things are historically correct, but it's by Susan Whitting Albert.
Yeah. Which I'm about to start one of her other series. I can't remember what it's called though.
The Darling Dahlias?
You woke Tiffany up.
One. Doesn't she have another one?
Don't worry about the other one. Try the Darling. No, I'm kidding.
Darling
The
Dahlias.
reason why I'm starting the other one is because I got it as like a free hoopla. Like I didn't have to use one of my credits for it, and so I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get that because I own the book. I just don't remember the It's the ones that has all of the like flower names, but not the
one.
Yeah, but I can't remember
the herbologist one. Yeah. In the Bales.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it because I love her other stuff. But so we'll see. So hopefully you understand that makes sense now. And that makes sense. I have the sequel, but I haven't read it. Basically anything else. And you love Beatrix Potter, you would love this one then. Currently reading This Great Hemisphere by for book club. Well, I got that.
Escobar.
Mateo Escargapur.
Okay. for book club.
I'll send it.
All right.
I teach immigrants.
That's fair.
Nice.
And you just bought the Darling Dahlias. Well, there you go. Yeah,
I
just haven't started them yet. So that's how I feel.
Series. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it looks cute.
Tiffany's like caught her third win. She's like back.
I know.
It's in her book, and she's like,
well,
Albert, and she's like, I'm here.
Wake up.
Well, I don't read fantasy, and I'm too much of a scaredy cat to read anything, other than Scooby-Doo. So
that's fair.
If you pass out one day, we'll just say that name, and you will come to life.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how we're resuscitated.
No drugs necessary.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and end this. This has been such a different.
We read for 30 minutes.
So I hope y'all enjoyed just sitting and listening to us talk in the 30-minute read that we had.
Tiffany, we're never getting invited back.
No, not together.
Not together.
This has been the most fun, though. I love that you guys like to talk.
Yes, it's been so much fun.
Every sprint I'm on, like, I feel bad for talking so much, and now I don't have to feel bad about it.
It's like everybody else did it, so why couldn't I? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank all three of you ladies so much for spending the night with me.
It was so much fun. Thank you for the invite. It was such a blast.
Absolutely.
I just want to my thing now. You've been doing this all.
Yes, I know.
I love it.
I will send you a link.
45 minutes later, we're saying byes again.
Yeah. Our Southern goodbyes last forever.
My husband, he says when we're leaving church, he's like, "Go do your goodbye tour."
Yeah.
Now, you said, Maddie, you said something. I'm supposed to remind you to tell you something or say something to me after sprint.
Oh, Okay, yes. But the one thing earlier was the I wanted to ask about the most agreeable murder.
Yes. Yes,
So
we
got that.
covered
But the
that.
other thing is going to be everybody else. So yeah, and I think that this is funny. Kim said Sunday nights we might read.
Maybe. You know, it depends.
We'll see what mood strikes us.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair. That's fair. Good night. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks for the company. You guys are so welcome. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, and thank everybody else for being here. And we will see y'all in the next sprint.
Bye,
We'll be here
guys.
next Tuesday at 7. Bye.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Maddie.